The following show may contain strong language and content of an adult nature and has been classified by FM104 as unsuitable for those under 15 years of age. Now, live from Dublin's Docklands, this is FM104 Phoneshow with Chris Barry and Keith Ward.
Exactly 9 o'clock. It is FM104. Yes, we are live. It's Monday, the 20th of July. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. Hope you had a good weekend. We had a very busy weekend here too, let me tell you. And poor old Keith, he only works 7 days a week, so he's grand. No bother to him at all. A lot of you were contacting us. A lot of videos come into us in the past 24 hours. This is about the... and again, I remember mentioning this when people were ringing us when it happened the last time, when a crowd of people attacked Danny Ward. Well, the same has happened again, but apparently you weren't told the whole story on social media. If you have a look at our Facebook, you'll see the entire story. It's about 3 minutes long at least. Not a few seconds, but, you know, quite a lot of video is there as well. You'll see the people involved, what they were doing, their attitude, how they wanted to hunt him down, in their own words as well. It's their video. Have a look at the FM104 phone show with Chris Barry, exclusive to us tonight. 53104 for 20 cent. Have a look at that and let us know how you feel. It's thousands of people have seen it in the past 20 minutes or so, and you're giving us, it's not as cut and dry now, because now you know the whole picture. You see, then now you're forming views. You see, when you do a news story like that and you just have a little 10 seconds of a story, but it's actually not telling the full story, then you're not getting the full story at all, are you? However, you make up your own mind. Have a look. In their own words, these are the paedophile hunters, as they call themselves. It is their commentary, it is their video, but it's not edited. You have a look yourself. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Anything else that you want to get off your chest, please do. So far, by the way, who was called... the sport is on BBC. Who was called British again? Who is in fact Irish?
This is another.
They did it again.
Someone else. Every
day.
Successful sportsman.
And the British golfer and the British is Conor McGregor. Was I right? Oh, they did call Conor British.
They did, yeah. No, they said
that was just funny.
They said the first featherweight champion from Britain and Ireland, and they're kind of going, why'd you put Britain in it at all? There's nothing. You just said Ireland, you know he's from there. But apparently a certain golfer, he was doing quite well. I haven't seen much of the golf today. I wonder, did he win? Are they still playing at 9 o'clock? Maybe they are. But they were saying that this guy, he's only new. Like you know what I mean? He's only on the scene a wet day, and already they're claiming. So here's the thing: if you want to change your nationality, go into a sport, do very well at it. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be Chinese for all they care. You could be, you could be from Sweden. You could be French. But do well. Be on BBC. At the end of that show, you'll go, and British player, whoever he is. Yeah.
It's incredible.
I wouldn't mind this. It's not like a Rory McIlroy situation where, well, he's kind of from the north, so you're kind of, where does he stand? And that's all. This guy's from Greystones.
Yeah, but Conor McGregor is obviously English.
Oh yeah, well obviously,
you can tell.
You know what I mean, with the accents, of course.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a very strong English connection from Crumlin, as
there is.
We all know.
There is.
Actually, there's another MMA guy, Gunnar Nelson is his name. Okay, he's part of the Conor McGregor crew, put it that way. He's from Iceland originally, but he's been over here for years. But the thing was a picture with him. He was holding the Icelandic flag, and there's actually a Union Jack in that flag, and whichever way the angle they caught the picture, it looked like he then had a British flag as well, so they were claiming he was British. Definitely
English. You could see it. We could see it a mile away. However, some of the news today that you love, comedian, let me see, Lee Nelson threw a load of money over somebody today. Who was it?
This is brilliant.
It was really funny. Dollars. It looked like dollars. It looked like American dollars.
Well, you'd know better than me.
And he just threw it all over the guy. This guy was fuming. We're going to play it to you in a little bit, because you might remember that. But it was something else.
I can't think of anyone else who deserves it more than this guy.
Not the money, but the humiliation. Because he has enough money, doesn't he?
Just comes across as pompous, doesn't he? Just kind of an arrogant, I don't know one person who likes this guy. But fair play to comedian Lee Nelson, because
he did a great job, actually.
Yeah, he really just pissed him off though, didn't he?
Oh, completely. He was not a happy bunny, not happy at all. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We will be going to the Danny Ward story in a little bit as well. I know a lot of you want to talk about it, because we also will play the audio from that video. This is the entire video now. This isn't just a little couple of seconds of it, so you can have the whole thing. However, have a quick listen to this. We're going to play, not that, FIFA. Are we? We're going to do that? We are? Excellent. Have a listen to this now.
This is for the North Korea 2026.
Excuse me?
Thank you very much.
Sorry, this is starting. We're starting a press conference.
Where is my security? Come on. Come on.
North Korea to the 2026 World Cup.
Come on.
It makes sense for everyone. Here we go, sir. That's it. Thank you. Yes, sir. It's all there. I'll discuss. Thank you.
Where is my security?
We have to clean here first.
It's a bit late now.
Why is that? Because it's dirty.
Is it dirty money?
When we speak about football, this has nothing to do with football. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
I really dislike that guy.
Can't really blame you. Can't blame you.
I don't think there's anyone who does like him. But who was that Lee Nelson threw a load of cash at? I love the security. Where's my security?
Where's my security? 53104 for 20 cents. If you have any idea, we want to know. Also, we got a text in from a guy. He's giving out, what was he? He was given out to buy a taxi driver over the weekend because he got into one of those rickshaws in the city centre. He said, "Hi lads, can you ask the taxi driver what the hell the problem is with rickshaws in Dublin city centre? I got one the other night to go round the corner and I got the taxi drivers in the rank across the way, started verbally abusing me. I couldn't make out most of what was being said as they were fuming about. They weren't happy with me getting a rickshaw instead of a taxi. I get into whatever vehicle I want, it's much cheaper anyway, and the taxis rip me off." That's from Niall. Ouch. Maybe you did when you had a few jars in you.
Now, is this one of the rickshaws? This is the things the guys pedal.
And they are rickety, aren't they? They are rickety things.
They look a bit shaky. I have to say, they do look a bit shaky. But maybe if they're cheaper, maybe it's worth it.
Could be.
Our taxis aren't cheap these days.
These guys, I think they charge whatever. They can make it up as they go along. Let's be honest about it. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. If you're a taxi driver, help us out with that one, will you? Because this guy got so much grief from the taxi drivers. Essentially, he got a rickshaw. In one of the obviously with his buddies, and got grief from some of the taxi drivers who were hanging around the city centre. Why would that happen? I hear you cry. We want to know. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. Let us know about that.
Taxi drivers don't really like rickshaws.
No,
I don't know what is it just because it's competition for them? They're doing an out of a job.
Could be that, yeah.
They're probably just jealous that rickshaws are slowly doing them out of a job. Now, I assume you can only get a rickshaw around Dublin city centre, but you wouldn't be too happy if you were a taxi driver now waiting on a fare and then you saw a guy across the way just popping into one of these rickshaws, probably getting it for a lot cheaper as well. You wouldn't be very happy.
Let us know exactly how you feel. If you're a taxi driver, you want to know if you can help us out in that one. Why would some of the taxi drivers be losing it and giving out to them? Because some of the taxi drivers, they have a thing about them, haven't they? They just have a thing. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 27. We'll do that. We'll also do somebody was talking to us about the fight in the Dart last night. This is near Monkstown, and on the way back from Bray Air Show. If you saw anything, let us know. We'll be dealing with that maybe a little bit later, but also the poor. All right, the taxi driver's calling in already, and they'll be telling us why they're upset about the rickshaws. But I tell you what, before we go any further, we meant to do this on Friday. We didn't have time to do it on Friday because we were doing all sorts of weird stuff. We'll get to a few of these things in a little bit, but very quickly, for the goodie bag, if you want the goodie bag, 77% of men now, they look for girlfriends with what in particular in mind? They have a reason for doing this. They have something in mind. 77% of men, they look for girlfriends with what in mind in particular? Just think about it now. Their mothers and fathers training sort of kicks in when they're sussing out a girl. What are they looking for? They're looking for something in particular.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I will make no comment. No comment whatsoever.
Not looking for anything in particular.
No.
Anything. No, I know guys who would judge a girl on a particular thing. Put it that way. When they see a girl, this is what they would look for in a girlfriend or for a partner, even for a partner for the night. Put it that way.
True. What do you think, folks? 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 20 cent. Oh, some of them are cruel already. Thomas is on line 1. Thomas, how are you?
How are you doing, lad?
Not bad. Okay, now you gotta help them out here. 77% of lads, up to I'd say 25, look for girlfriends with what? The girlfriend has to have something in particular.
A good job.
A good job?
Yeah.
I thought it was only girls that were interested in guys with a good job.
Yeah. Do you think I'm going to go out and boost me bollocks so she can sit at home and spend me money? No.
So you want an independent woman, is that what you want?
That's it, yeah. I have to be willing to go up over her arse and do things like I'd be doing. I'm not sit at home and reap the benefits.
Here's the question, Thomas. Would you go out with a girl who earns more money than you?
Yeah, of course I would, yeah.
Oh, you see, I'd feel a bit, emasculated if that were to happen. Because is the guy not supposed to be, the main breadwinner and the likes? He's supposed to the guy bringing home the dosh, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, never stop it there.
I'm just thinking.
Dean, man. Do you want equal rights? Do you have it? Let them deal with it.
I'd hate the feeling though of her going, now I got you a little treat there, or you're grand, love, buying you stuff. I'd be going, you're fine, I'll pay my own way, thanks. Or if you were in a restaurant and she ended up paying because she earns more money. See, I'm convinced women they get with guys for a lot of a rephrase that. Some women get with guys for money, but I don't think it's not the other way around though, is it?
Doesn't happen like that in reality, does it?
Marky.
Oh, some of the stuff that we're getting. Oh, come on, lads. They're being cruel.
Some of them are just
They're really being cruel. This is serious. Hold on a second. Women in particular can answer this as well. 77% of men look for a girlfriend with what in particular? She has to have some quality that they're looking for. Yeah. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 20 cent. And we're getting a lot of jokes about the rickshaws as well in the city centre. God, the taxi drivers don't like them at all. They really don't.
They're kind of sworn enemies now.
Oh, God, what one guy said, don't mention the rickshaws, Chris, for God's sake.
Well, they're doing them out of a job, I suppose, so that's why they're not happy. Have you ever gotten a rickshaw?
Just once.
I did too.
And got out.
It
wasn't a good...
I thought it was going to be a bit of a novelty. I actually thought, it could be a bit romantic. And,
They're a bunch of gobshite.
Huh?
They're a bunch of gobshite.
Who are the rickshaws or taxi drivers?
Don't hold back, Thomas. They're a bunch of what?
A bunch of gobshite.
Who, rickshaw drivers?
Yeah, rickshaw drivers. You can't even see where they're going half of the time. They'll be looking over their shoulder chatting to people on the back of them.
Yeah, actually, now I think about it, the guy was quite chatty with us. And he was... You wouldn't think by looking at it, this guy could cycle quite fast. We were probably going about 30 miles an hour, zooming in and out of people. It was a bit shaky. And yeah, your man started having a full-blown conversation with us.
See, they're battery operated, you know what I mean?
Oh, I thought it was just... I thought this guy was just really good at cycling.
No, there's a motor, there's an electronic motor, and the more he pedals, it charges the motor up so he can go longer without pedaling.
I got you. Just people texting in saying they're cheaper. That's why they're more popular.
Yeah, more dangerous as well.
Well, you can charge what you like. I assume you agree before you get in. You can charge whatever you want.
That's the thing.
I'd rather give a taxi driver €10 to go down the road than give one of them €10. At least they're insured as the taxi.
I just love to know how much they charge, because nobody seems to know how much the rickshaws. Because a lot of the time you'll get the rickshaw, but you're half shot when you do. Let's be honest, you probably are. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104. We're also taking your calls on what girlfriends. This is men. 77% of men. That's pretty high now, and this is from 18 upwards.
Yeah,
they look for a girlfriend with what in mind? In particular, the woman, the girl, has to have some particular quality. Let us know. 53104 for 20 cents. You might get the goodie bag. It's going to be a hard one to get. Let me tell you. Back after this.
Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
Welcome back to you. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Anything else you want to get off your chest? We probably get to it a little bit later. Give us a ring, and also give us a text. Have a look at our Facebook. A lot of action happening there now. A video that you really need to see. We're going to be talking about it in a few minutes' time as well. This is all about the story that was going about today, but we give you tonight we'll give you the full story of what actually happened. This is the tiny little video that went out about Danny Ward. But it's like, if you don't see what happens before it and after it, you don't get the whole picture. We have the whole picture for you tonight anyway. Have a look at the FM104 Phone Show Facebook page and leave a comment. Anything else that is on your mind, we want to hear it. 53104 for 20 cents. This has just been sent in to us. Driving somebody mad. We get some strange emails. This is driving somebody mad on the bus over the weekend.
This is someone who thought... I'm surprised this is still going. Who has this? I thought this died a death. Put it this way. It's got a text in about 10 minutes ago saying, "Hey lads, you wouldn't believe I was on the one. It's on the upstairs bus, and I heard this. I thought this died a death." He says. It comes in from Neil. We'll play this. See if anyone knows what this is. 53104 for 20 cents.
Do you have to be of a certain age? No, well, not really.
This was everywhere. It's extremely annoying. I think I may have had this as well. Have a listen to this. Tell us what it is.
Ding 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 dum dum bum 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 bum
That's just pain. That is just pain.
Who in God's name has
invented that?
Has that still in 2015? And is going around Dublin bus. That has to be someone just doing it for the crack.
Could you imagine a dart full of that, or a bus full of that?
Maybe that's what caused the fight in the first place. In the dart.
Yeah. There was a fight in the dart last night, lads. This is in Monkstown and Salt Hill. Northbound train. There was I think it was at the Royal coming back from the air show in Bray. Can you identify that?
What is that
irritating?
ringtone?
And do you have one? Did anybody ever have one? That's what I want to know. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. Maybe you had one. Maybe you are that person. Yes, you did have one. You had to probably pay a lot of money for that too. They weren't cheap.
No, that's right. Actually, you had to download them for like £5 or something.
Yeah, they weren't cheap, and people had lots of them.
Yeah.
Let us know. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. What we're giving away tonight is the goodie bag with the videos, etc. We're not giving away that because you don't want one. That would just drive you absolutely insane. No, you can't.
I'm just trying to think what phones even still carry that. Or maybe you probably maybe get it on the iPhone still. But you'd be wrecking people's head with that. Maybe there must be someone doing it on purpose. Has to be. Maybe. Do you know what we should do? We should send myself out. I'll go out, and I'll be one of those people. At the back of the bus who's playing. Who was your one was on a while ago? Cheerleader. Remember that song, Cheerleader?
Yeah.
At the back of the bus, and just annoy the hell out of people. See what reaction I get.
Actually, no, we'll send you on the Lewis, and you just keep playing that until someone has a go for you. Seriously, folks, if you went to play it again, if you went to the Lewis tonight, okay,
and you heard this,
and it was full. Sometimes it's full, and sometimes the people on the Lewis, they're a bit full as well. And you heard this. Have a listen. Would you just lose the run of yourself? Give us a ring. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104. Which one was that? Identify. Now they're telling me there's quite a few of them. So which one was that? Identify if you can. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. You can get the videos, the goodie bag, and everything else if you give us a good answer. Has to be a good one, and you think they've died a death. You know, some people don't. Their ringtones, they keep them.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, people get really possessive over them. I have a mate who's had the same ringtone for about 5 years. Do you know what my one is? Don't you?
Oh God, no.
We'll try. We'll try in a few minutes. You ring me in a few minutes, and I'll put it on loud, and people can guess what that is. I see. My one's not very PC.
Oh God, no! Is it? It's not. It's nothing to that football team now.
Have you got your phone there? We'll try to break you. Yeah, but some people have really dodgy ones when you think about it. But that is probably the most annoying one that was ever invented. I'd imagine. It must be what 10 years old now at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
That ringtone. I'd love to know what it is. If anyone knows, 53104 for 20 cents.
Okay, let me know.
Some people are getting confused with another one.
Is it easy to get that confused, I wonder? We will find out momentarily. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104. Linda is on line 3. Linda, how are you?
How are you? I think it is Crazy Frog.
Tell me you didn't have one.
No, I didn't.
Linda must be the only person in the country that didn't have one.
Well, my daughter had one, so that's how I know.
When was this now? This is about, I reckon, 10 years ago.
Would have been probably about that, yeah.
What is your ringtone at the moment, Linda? Is there something?
My ringtone, it's just an ordinary little ringtone. I have a horrible little phone.
Right, it's not the Glenroe soundtrack, no?
No.
God, don't mention that, please. Just don't go there. Karen, hello, Karen, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good, Karen. Is this like, my God, you're prehistoric if you've one of these things?
Oh, I don't have it anymore. I used to have it on my phone, and I heard...
Why? Why'd you get it, though? Did you think, right, gotta have that?
I don't know.
Then it got more and more annoying.
It was just a catchy at the time. It was like, the Bud ad, that kind of way. It just got in your head, and you kind of just had to have it.
What ad was this?
What's up?
Remember, it was like the Bud ad.
Sorry.
It was like that.
That was annoying.
You just had to have it.
Exactly.
And people couldn't answer a phone call for about a month straight without going, "Why is that?" Remember that?
And you go, "Gee," and you feel like saying, "Got it the first time. That's grand. Stop."
Do you know what, Karen? I think I tried chatting a girl up one time with that. What's up? Oh, I'm cringing now thinking back. How did that go?
How did that go for you?
But this way, we haven't talked since. I think I remember. I was it must have been when I just started going out. I went up to a bar. I don't remember now. I won't name the place where it is. And I just thought nothing else had worked, Karen. I tried everything. I tried the jokes, and I just thought, this is popular at the moment. I went to...
Did you?
Chris is looking at me in disbelief here.
And were you 8? How old were you at the time? Were you like 10?
7?
No, I probably just turned 18, or maybe I was 17 and shouldn't be in there, something like that. And I said, "What's up?" And she looked at me like I had two heads and walked away very quickly. No, it didn't work. Would you not find that attractive? A guy has the balls to go up, and it's not very original, I admit, but no, it didn't work. Maybe I would have been better off. Maybe I would have been better off playing this theme tune, this ringtone.
It would have caught her eye anyway. She'd been like, "Who's playing that?"
They weren't cheap, as Chris said. They were like about £5 to download.
Oh yeah, but then it was like you were the cutest kid on the block if you had it.
And then everyone started getting them, yeah.
And then the most annoying kid on the block, period, weren't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Hang on a second, we'll go to Alan as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Is anything more annoying, by the way, than that? Can anyone beat that? Give us something more annoying than that. There's got to be. Alan is on the line. Alan, how are you?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Not bad. Is there anything more annoying than that?
Yeah, if you look up the Gummy Bear tune.
Yeah.
Right, if you look up that, it's a full song and a video sang by a gummy bear, and it would drive you crazy.
Hi, is this a ringtone or?
It can be a ringtone or it can be a proper song.
Gummy Bear tune. We'll have a quick listen to this. Oh, even looking at the picture, it looks annoying.
I'll give you 3 seconds.
Look for the Gummy Bear album in store. I'm a gummy bear, 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm moving.
That's enough.
I might download that.
He's kind of right though. He's kind of right, actually.
It's a little bit more catchier than the one we're talking about, Alan.
Oh, but if you listen to that, that would put you into depression.
Oh, did you ever have it? Or who had it? I've never heard that before.
I had it on one of my old Nokias. You know the big, huge Nokia phone.
The bricks.
The big brick with the aerial you could stab someone with.
There you go.
I just don't understand why a grown man would have that.
I know, I was young and crazy at the time.
Clearly you were. Okay, fair play to you, but Karen, you sound about 12.
I do. No.
You sound about 12.
Oh, well, I'm 27, so I'll take that as a compliment.
There you go. You're very young. So, by the way, I'm just wondering, if you met some guy, because we're now getting some real weird stuff come into us now. If you met some guy and he was chatting away to you and he says, "Hey, have you heard my ringtone?" How would that go down on a first date?
Not too well, no.
Would you probably look at him and go...
The only conversation starter you have, obviously you're not going to have a lot in common, are you?
Yeah, well, some people are a bit shy and, a ringtone could be a talking point.
Bit shy?
Unless it's your favourite song or something, then you kind of go, oh, yeah, I love that song. Maybe that might work.
I used to have You'll Never Walk Alone as my ringtone.
Oh, a Liverpool fan.
For obvious reasons. But
there are Liverpool fans in this building. You do realise that, Karen, don't you? Not many.
Yes.
Not many.
My friend's a Liverpool fan. So
well, then she understands.
Sure.
Then you understand.
God help you.
But I had to get rid of it because I just went, when the results start going against you. I mean, for instance, when Liverpool were playing Man United on a Sunday about 2 years ago, and United bet Liverpool something like 4-0 or something embarrassing, and they're on the bus the next day, and then your phone goes off.
Oh no!
And it just...
It's a shame, isn't it? It's like you're saying, oh no, everybody knows now, and they'll either feel sorry for me or they'll slag me, one or the other.
No, it's usually slag. I wouldn't mind if they felt sorry for me. That'd be fine. No, it's usually slagging. But so I changed it. So I'll tell you, in the next couple of minutes, I'll try to ring my phone. You can try guess what it is. It's not very PC though. There's some words in it that are...
Oh, they're bad words in it?
Oh, they're very bad words. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
there might be an F word in it.
Oh.
No, you would never hear an F word on this station ever.
There's actually, do you know what?
Would you, Karen? You'd never hear that here.
No, of course.
It doesn't exist.
Do you know what? There's actually an N word in it.
Give us 10 minutes.
There's an N word in it, Chris.
Which N words? There's many N words.
I can't say.
Nottingham?
Well, you'll find...
Neutral?
You'll find this...
Never?
Novice?
We
could go all day.
Yeah, we could.
You'll find this N-word in a lot of rap songs, put it that way.
Okay. I'm on the same page now.
Oh, I'm getting it now. You see, Liverpool fans...
Well, we're into a gangster rap, I suppose we are.
Yeah. Supposed to have to be. Hang on a second, Karen. Aidan is also on the phone. Aidan, you're live in FM104. How are you?
Not too bad, lads. How are you getting?
Not bad. You're not another Liverpool fan now, are you? We're being infested by them tonight. There's an infestation of Liverpool fans jamming our switchboard.
Make it sound like a disease.
I'm going to wreck Liverpool. I'm actually the current Liverpool's Achilles heel. I'm a Crystal Palace fan, so...
They
don't like us.
I don't like when Liverpool play them.
Why?
Because they're like a banana skin.
Free and they lose.
Yeah, they're like a banana skin. They're like, I mean, no offence now, Aidan, but like they're not not the best team in the world, but there's something about every time
Pot
we play
and
Liverpool.
Come to mind.
Hang on, no. Shut up, you. Actually, do you know what? I'd love people... Chris doesn't support a football team. He doesn't, which is fine. I think we should allocate Chris Barry a football team.
That I have to support.
That you have to support from now on.
Even though they're awful.
Yeah, no, you don't have to go to any games or you don't spend your hard-earned cash. But just from now on, because you don't have one yet, people... Text in your suggestions.
You know they tried to do this to me in Liverpool, on the radio in Liverpool.
They didn't really have a choice. Well, it was either Liverpool or Everton.
No, I was told who to support them.
Okay.
The producer said, all right, mate, don't worry, we'll change that for you. Took them 90 seconds.
Aidan, just by listening to Chris there, what sort of fan do you think he'd be?
I reckon Accrington Stanley, because then he could say, who are they?
Who are they?
Yeah.
What was that? Was that a milk ad? What was that?
It was Milk, yeah. I think Ian Rusher or John Aldridge, or one of the Liverpool strikers was in it, I think.
I can picture Chris now actually going to an Accrington Stanley game, sitting in the crowd with a couple of cans watching it with the rest of them.
Me Dutch gold all round me, yeah?
With the 10 other people that support him.
Hey, that's a full house.
Yeah, it's
probably a full house.
Text in, I tell you, this is going to be the show that we're going to assign Chris Barry a football team. That could be an Irish football team as well, but...
oh no, you're going to get that row again.
I was trying to...
That row, you know that row?
I know that row.
Oh, here
I
we
was
go.
suggesting it so we wouldn't get that row. That's what I was suggesting.
Now we're going to get that row again. They're always on about that. Why don't you support the Irish football team?
That's why I threw it out there so we don't get the row. That's why I said it. There's people can...
Why did you have to say that? There's just going to be weeks of this. Why won't you support this? Oh, God help us, please.
Look at this. Chelsea.
What?
Chelsea, spoiled little boy who wants everything. That's
no, I don't. I will.
Chris, Chicago Bears. No, it's not. It has to be.
Well, Chicago
soccer,
Bears.
Football team, soccer team.
How do the Americans pronounce soccer?
Soccer ball.
Soccer ball.
MLS.
Is that an English soccer thing you guys do? And they have Beacom, Mr. Beacom, your player, Mr. Beacom.
Or Stephen Gerrard.
Stephen Gerrard. Is he like French? Ah, bless them. God loves a trier.
Chelsea.
Yeah. Aidan, it's a bit rich of this guy sort of giving you a lecture about Liverpool, though, isn't it?
Sure, look, I mean, I grew up with Liverpool fans and United fans. I'm well used to hearing how Palace aren't the best team in the world. But we're doing better. We're doing better every year, which is the main thing, I suppose.
They're pretty bad. Actually, how does someone like yourself? I'm always curious how someone like yourself ends up following Crystal Palace of all teams.
I was born into a family of Palace fans. There's a few of us.
Are they from London?
No.
It's a bit strange.
Yeah.
Because, because you don't see them anymore, really, because they're crap. Leeds, you don't see Leeds fans really much anymore, but there are a lot of them. There's a lot of Leeds fans in Ireland because obviously they used to be good. There was an Irish connection with it. But Crystal Palace, that's strange.
Oh, there's a supporters club over here, and there's a couple of thousand people in it, and we meet up for matches and go out and watch the games, and whenever they're on TV, we'd make an event of it and head out and stuff. It's good crack.
I like Eamon's suggestion here. Accrington Stanley is too obvious. Everyone knows them. How about Deportivo Alaves? Spanish third division. We'll give you an excuse to go over to Spain.
I don't need an excuse, you know that. Would I just tell our boss, I'm just going to cover the games, lads? That would be funny. He'd say, best of luck with that. 6-7, all right, answer his question. If I have to follow a football team because... Can't be Liverpool. Sorry.
No, it can't.
It just can't.
That would infuriate me.
It would just drive people mad.
That would piss me off.
Yeah, completely. It could be worse. I could be a Man U fan. That would really get you going.
That would be brilliant, because you could be the Liverpool fan who knows nothing about football.
Exactly. And drive him insane.
Yeah, and you could do what Yanks do and start calling it David Gerrard.
Yeah, is it? Do you have Mr. Gerrard there, the French guy that went over to play?
Gerrard.
Yeah, Gerrard. Hang on a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Tell us who we should support. You know those texts are coming in already. What about the Irish team,
yeah,
Chris?
I'm seeing now.
Chris.
Hugh
what about the
says
Irish team?
Bohemians. Where's that, Bohemians?
Stop.
Somewhere in Dublin, is it?
Shane is on line 3. Shane, you're live on FM104. How are you?
How are you, Chris?
Not bad. What do you reckon?
I tell you, an undercover Leeds supporter, because you never brag about supporting a team, and Leeds supporters can't brag.
There you go.
There's nothing to brag about now, is there?
What?
As a Leeds fan, there's nothing to brag about now.
That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't brag on the radio.
So you can't really. Well, he's right. You can't brag about that, really, can you?
It's not like you. It's not like you to be modest, though, Chris. I don't know. I don't.
Speak for yourself.
What are you saying? What? I brag?
Brag about nothing.
Well, that's the thing. I can brag about nothing, but you wouldn't be the most modest person I know. So maybe Leeds wouldn't suit you.
No.
I'm just thinking Chelsea isn't a bad shout, or a team like Real Madrid. Just
Or an Everton supporter. They can't brag either.
They're bitter, aren't they? They're very bitter.
Bitter and twisted.
I have an Everton supporter sitting beside me.
They do exist, Shane, yeah?
He's not happy.
Not happy.
Someone just texted in literally just said that. What about Everton, one of the biggest clubs in the Premiership with a huge Irish history?
Which is true.
Are they one of the biggest clubs in the Premiership?
Yes.
Shane?
Are they?
I don't know. News to me.
There's only one club in Merseyside for me.
I was actually in Goodison Park before, and it's like a shed. Honestly, it's like a shed.
No shed.
Not even one of those good sheds. That is like, not the ones you get in B&Q. It's just dilapidated. And like Anfield needs a bit of an upgrade, and they're getting it obviously. But Jesus, I tell you, Goodison Park is a different thing altogether.
I like the one that just came in there.
Did they exist? Craggy.
Chris, football team, Craggy Island Feckers, is it?
Yeah. Is that
a football team?
It's Father Ted, isn't it? But I wonder if it could exist.
It could. We will find out in a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone. This could go on for ages, guys. What football team should Chris Barry support? This is Keith. Obviously,
we're going to
Liverpool
sign you
all the way. All the way.
Oh yeah. There's no going back now. Do you know what it is? It's like a marriage that's gone downhill. But you're still sticking with it.
You're hanging on.
You're hanging on. You've no other choice now. There's no one else to go to. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like my relationship with Liverpool is like a really unhappy marriage. But do you know what, Chris? It's still my marriage.
And you're hanging in there for dear life, aren't you?
We are going to assign.
There'll be better days ahead.
That's what I keep telling myself.
I'll tell you what, we're going to leave this open all night. Keep texting in 53104 for 20 cents. Chris Barry should have what football team? What should we support? Because, all right, Keith is very much Liverpool. Chris hasn't got one, so give him one. What should it be? And the why is good. The why is good.
You'll love the why in this one. And this could suit you down to the ground.
Yes.
If you want to be controversial,
yeah.
How about Glasgow Rangers? Someone suggests. Now, that would be up your street, wouldn't it?
That'd be fun. I'd enjoy that.
Chris would enjoy wearing that jersey, strolling down O'Connell Street.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night.
Actually, worse, walking in here.
Yeah. With a Union jack. Carrying a Union. Not because he's into that sort of thing. You'd enjoy rubbing people up the wrong way, wouldn't you? You would.
That'd be fun, actually, yeah.
I tell you, Glasgow Rangers isn't a bad shout.
In Cloundalkin, you have a terrible mind, but hey, I kind of like that. That's not a bad one. Any other suggestions? 53104 for 20 cents. Karen, what do you think of that one? Glasgow Rangers. They'd love me for that, wouldn't they? They'd love me for that.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd last, 5 minutes? Yeah. That's what we might do, actually. On Paddy's Day. Next Paddy's Day, we'll get Chris to wear Glasgow Rangers jersey.
And you'll say, go and have an L stroll.
You'll be grand. Have a stroll, you'll be fine. Here, listen, bring the Union Jack with you.
Yeah, just wave it a little bit. Go to the old spire there. Just walk around there and wave at people.
Yeah, we'll let you bring the microphone with you just to hear some of the comments.
Yeah, the comments would be great.
Chris should support Arsenal. Get away with that. No one supports Arsenal.
Not even Arsenal?
No. Pointless.
All right, give us your views on that. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. I tell you what we'll do, we'll be fair. If you get it right, and we'll have a look at a few of them. We'll have a little chat off air with Keith, and he'll tell me, don't go for a complete failure.
No.
Go with something with a bit of promise. It can be foreign as well, though.
Yeah. You want it to be foreign.
Oh, yeah.
Chris wants an excuse to go somewhere, like Malaga. Something.
Barcelona.
Yeah. Or what about Baghdad FC? I'd like to send you there.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. She might get a game.
Yeah.
There's probably not many left of them.
No, they... could you imagine what the... No, I won't go there.
Sorry, I'm looking at Chris when he was about to say this, and I'm thinking, you sure? You gonna go with this?
We moved back for that one.
We
folks.
did, yeah.
Just in time.
Oh, I was looking forward to that.
That was close.
Even the listeners are thinking, what's he gonna say here? I love it.
All right, we'll find out. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. I tell you what we'll do. You keep texting in. Just think of one, and if we decide, we'll give you the answer at 10 to 12. If we decide on the right one, and you've picked the right one, we'll do our best, and we'll give you the goodie bag on that one. You're going to get me dodgy videos as well.
Is there any particular...
I have dodgy videos.
You do. Is there any particular colour that you're drawn towards? Just to help. Is there any particular colour?
Red or blue?
Yeah, okay. And just to keep that in mind, people texted in blue.
The thing is now,
Glasgow Rangers is blue, I suppose.
If this happens, this is a Jew. This is a Jew. It's a marriage. It is a marriage
for life. Yeah,
yeah. It's a marriage for life.
Chris, whatever this is,
and I will keep going on and on and on about them.
Whatever this is going to be, you're going to be a fan of this team for life.
They could be German.
Let's hope they don't
Spanish.
take other leads.
Hey, imagine if they beat your team.
That'd be brilliant. Actually, that'd
just kill you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able for that at all, would you?
No, considering you know absolutely nothing about football.
Absolutely
nothing.
Zilch.
No, nothing at all. But ironically,
I probably know more about American baseball than I do about.
Oh,
is it called soccer?
American cricket, as I call baseball. It looks like the worst sport ever. But
every 8 minutes,
it would be very ironic if, because you know nothing about football, they picked a better team
and they won
than Liverpool. I bet. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. To be fair,
no, you wouldn't. Okay, folks, if you can help us out there, just give us a text 53104 for 20 cents, and if you want to, actually, because people take it very seriously, go to our Facebook, the FM104 Phone Show with Chris Barry, and send us a private message there too. Tell us what team and why I should support them. That's what I want to know. It's the why that's important as well. 53104 for 20 cents.
Don't read that out. That's from a United fan, Chris. See Chris about to read.
Do we have United fans?
Apparently so. No, sorry, I just stopped you there. I could see you're about to read that out. No time for that sort of carry on at all, Chris.
There are limits then, aren't there?
Yeah.
Imagine if I announced at 10 to 12, a decision has been made. Man United is the team. That'd be the end of it.
No.
By the way, there'll be no show here tomorrow. That's it. We'd be gone.
I'd probably resign.
I know, we'd all be gone. The boss would be trying to calm us all down. He said, "You did what?" Is he? He's a fan of something else, isn't he?
He is.
Is that the team we never mentioned?
Yeah, that's what we clash on constantly.
Yeah, all the time. Don't
myself
mention
and the boss.
Certain things you just don't mention in this building.
No.
And if it's, I think you can't mention Liverpool and you can't mention Man U if you walk up and down the corridors of this radio station during the day, because you're just going to cause a riot.
It's very competitive in FM104.
Very.
More so than any other place I've worked when it comes to football. But yeah, seriously, yeah.
They take the football very seriously here, folks, let me tell you. 53104 for 20 cents. We'll give you the results of this later. So just ask your mates. You'll get the goodie bag if you manage to get this right. What team should what football team should Chris Barry support? It's not American football, folks. A lot of your
soccer.
It's soccer. A lot of soccer. So, and don't forget, it's a marriage for life. If I do this, you only have yourselves to blame.
I'll get you, if you do,
you only have yourself to blame on this one.
I'll get you a jersey. I'll go online and get you a jersey of whatever club this is. Did you know, actually, briefly, I might even get this, there's a Highland Highland Football League in Scotland, right? So as in, it's about 6 leagues down from the top, right? There's a team called Keith. I swear to God, there's a team called Keith. So I might get the jersey. I looked into it before and it was like 60 quid, and I was thinking, well, it's a bit of an expensive joke, isn't it?
They're pushing it.
If someone wants to buy it for me, Keith.
A lot of Chelsea texts coming in.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see the.
Can you?
I can see the connection. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't think so. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Help me out here. It can be Spanish as well. That would help.
Anything. Yeah.
But just to give me an excuse to say to the boss, I'm away for a few days. Let me know. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104. We better move on, folks. Anyway, thank you indeed. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody else on that one. That was a bit of crack. We have a lot of stuff to get through tonight, including Cloundalkin. It was mentioned briefly last night, but this is the front of the house, which was spray painted with the slogan "Blacks Out." A lot of comments on our Facebook about that. In fact, hundreds of them. We'll be dealing with that a little bit later as well. Also, you probably have seen some of the Facebook videos of the convicted rapist Danny Ward, who was attacked as he sat in a Garda station in Dunleary yesterday. Now, we've been inundated with messages from people who think he deserves all the physical abuse he gets. They believe that they have the right to hunt him down and make his life hell. In the video that's on our Facebook page, the self-confessed paedophile hunters find Danny Ward alone in the Garda station. They begin to question him before they film a member of the public punch and kick him while Danny Ward cowers in the corner. Now, do you think that the people have a right just to hunt down a convicted rapist, Danny Ward? Does beating Danny Ward up change anything? He is, after all, still a convicted paedophile, regardless whether he's beaten up or not. And what do you make of some of the comments on our Facebook page that reckon the guy who posted the video may be looking for just too much attention? So we're going to let you hear the soundtrack now. It's about 3 minutes, but listen very, very carefully, because the video we're going to play and the soundtrack, it speaks for itself. It's on our Facebook page if you want to see it. It illustrates what makes these people tick, exactly how they feel, in their own words. Words have not been changed. They have not been edited. These are the people, self-confessed, people who they're paedophile hunters. They go after paedophiles. But you have a listen. You make that judgment. Have a listen to this.
I got confirmation that Danny Ward, paedophile, is at the Garda station in Dunleary. I'm on my way. Operation Pedo Hunt. I'm outside the Garda station. Danny Ward is inside. He's inside. Waiting for troops. That's paedophile Danny Ward. Waiting patiently. Getting the troops. Roll call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And more to follow. Haha. Fuck you, Danny. Operation Danny commenced. Let's go. There it is. Operation Danny Ward. About to have an interview with Danny Ward. So Danny, why'd you do what you do, mate? Yeah. Can you explain to me, please? From your viewers. Yeah. Do you regret what you done? Yeah. So you do. How long was it?
I don't give a fuck about the camera.
If I could turn back time.
And this is when Danny's attacked. Have a listen to this.
See, that's the way the fucking child was. You fucking scumbag, you. You fucking animal. Go. You fucking
Pretend you're I'm talking to you, right?
Send him home. Let him out.
No problem talking. Let him out. No problem talking. You can't say something. Oh, we'll sit here.
Poor lad. Feels hurting. If I could turn back time and I head back inside, see how that shiner of his is going, you know what I'm saying? Operation Pedo Hunters. Keep on. Danny! You look at your beautiful head, will you? Not allowed to enter the premises at the moment, as you can see over here. See you later, Danny. Peace out, brother. Have a nice evening.
There you go. That's the type of person who people were running over, and not alone making the videos, organising their supporters to go and converge on the police station, and one of them attacks Danny Ward. Give us your views on that. I mean, look, the question that keeps coming in: do people have the right to hunt down convicted rapists in this way? Does beating Danny Ward up change anything at all? He is, after all, still a convicted paedophile, regardless of whether he's beaten up or not. What do you make of some of the comments on our Facebook page? A lot of people thought, look, maybe you're just looking for attention by behaving like that. Brain dead vigilante idiots again. Probably, I better not read that out. Paddy and Beaumont is not happy at all. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. What is your view on that? Let me go to a few people in that. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Hiya, how's it going?
Not bad. Okay. The video, the full-length video we just put on our Facebook, and it's well organised in a sense. They deliberately went after this guy. They had a lot of support from people in the area. They managed to phone people. They converged on the police station, and they went for Danny. I mean, obviously the guards are stuck between a rock and a hard place. They don't want anybody to be hurt. I presume you weren't surprised this happened, were you?
No, of course not. He well deserves it.
How is that going to change him, though? This is the bit I don't... Help me here. How is beating him up and slapping him around? I mean, the punches were pretty severe.
He knows what he's doing is wrong.
Oh, he knows that. Jeez, I'm sure. I mean, remember the first time that happened? Just around the corner from us here, where 15 people jumped after him.
Yeah.
And no, you know...
I don't care.
You don't care?
He gets everything he gets.
When people, I'm just looking at some of the text messages coming in, when people say brain dead vigilantes, idiots, well, you know, how do you respond to people like that?
Well, I don't know, but like with Danny, all I know is he deserves what he gets. He's a scumbag. He shouldn't have done what he done, and like anything anyone does for him, yeah, he does deserve it.
So even though people will say to you, fair enough, what Ward did was appalling. It was dreadful what he did. And you're right, he is a paedophile. He's a convicted rapist. He is all of those things.
I don't even know
how
he got out.
How by... Well, you know, he got out because he served a sentence. You know, we can't make the law ourselves.
He should never see daylight again, you know?
Yeah, but by
how
beating...
do you think that little girl feels?
But by beating him up, how is that going to change anything? Anything at all?
It doesn't change anything, no, but it just shows how much of a scumbag he is. That he deserves a beating. He deserves more than that. He doesn't deserve a life. He doesn't deserve to see daylight ever again. How do you think that little poor girl feels? You know what I mean? Her whole life is ruined. Devastated.
Shaq is also on the phone. Shaq, how are you?
How's things, mate?
Not bad at all. Now, you know, a lot of people were saying fairly well organised. You had a lot of support in doing that. How long were you looking for this guy?
Literally a day, like.
Just a day, but you knew he was. It's Monks. Just give us whereabouts in Monkstown are we talking about here?
Monkstown Farm.
Monkstown
Farm yesterday morning.
Okay.
And we found out that he was down in the Garda station, so I went down and confirmed that he was there. And then we all went down, waited outside for a few hours. You know what I mean? We had no intentions of hurting him. Mm-hmm. Sadly, one of the fathers, you know what I mean, the father lost his head. Stuff happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's making out to be a bad thing. The way I went on in the videos, people that know me, that's just me.
That's just you. That's your personality, and that's it.
Me, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I kind of made it a bit funny, because more people are watching, more awareness is going to spread now. So I'm not happy how it kind of turned out for Danny getting a dig. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that the awareness...
Were you surprised it happened, though, that Danny did get a dig?
Honestly, yeah. I pressed the Snapchat record. Yeah. And the second I pressed it, you know what I mean, so-and-so hit him, and I was like, what? Can't believe I caught that.
And when you saw the guy, I mean, the guy hit him so hard he lost his balance. It was a proper dig, Zach, it was.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, you can see in the video.
And when you made this video, and to be fair to you, what the video did show, it showed a full picture. Not just a tiny bit, not just the bit of violence, but it showed loads of people searching for him. Loads of people, I mean, as you were saying, some of your mates or whatever are your supporters. Paedophile hunters, you call them. But they were supporting you.
Yeah, but see, the whole thing with paedophile hunters, it was just a bit of crack with me, you know what I mean? But we hunted him down, we found out where he was. As I said, we asked the guard politely could he be removed from the area.
Mm-hmm. And what were the guards? They're probably stuck, aren't they?
I don't know what their business is, honestly.
All right, when people say to you, you know, beating the guy up is not going to change anything. He was a paedophile before he was beaten up. He's still a paedophile now.
Yeah, I know.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I know it makes no sense, but the thing is, we didn't expect that to happen. It just happened. That's like, things just happen in the world, you know what I mean? And thankfully it wasn't some other lad. Thankfully it was a paedophile that got hit and no one else.
Because, you know, the worst case scenario would be mistaken identity. Someone who looks like him, or, you know, when people are going into a rage and they're angry, they mistaken identity. It has happened before.
Yeah, but we knew it was him.
But it was fairly obvious it was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fairly, and and obviously the guards weren't going just to release him, because you know as well as I do. Look at the amount of people that were there, your supporters. If he was unleashed, if you walked out of that police station and all you guys were there, and as you quite rightly said, there's a few little hotheads there as well, they'll pulverise him, Jack.
Well, see, it's the same as anywhere else, you know what I mean?
But the guards wouldn't take the risk.
Well, I don't know. See, I'm not a guard. I don't know what.
Yeah, but you've common sense, Zach. You have common sense.
Oh, of course I do. Yeah, but it's just.
I mean, you didn't expect that to happen, but it did happen.
I didn't. It did happen. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the person that hit him. I was like, "Whoa!"
Why do you think they did it? You know, was it just spur of the moment, or what? What happened? How do you think he snapped?
Well, he has kids himself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So. He maybe thought of that kid who Danny raped years ago and just thought of his daughter and just snapped. Maybe loving father, like I said.
Okay, hold on a second, Zach. Hold on a second. A lot of people supporting you. A lot of people want to question some of the stuff that you did. Have a look at Zach's video, which is on our Facebook at the moment. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. And to be fair to Zach, he gives you a full picture of what happens, not just a tiny bit. Simon is also on the line. Simon, you're saying he's still a paedophile. They can beat him senseless. It makes no difference.
Exactly, Chris. Basically, it's like what's called, at the end of the day, you can beat him till he's black and blue, but he's still going to be a paedophile. It's not going to make any difference. Plus, those lads look like nothing but fools, acting all brave. If they felt so strongly about wanting to kill him, they'd go out themselves and do it. Not the way they're doing it now, looking for loads of people for supporting them.
Okay, what do you reckon? Shaq, he filmed all this himself. I mean, do you think he should have done it, or would you object to what he did?
I'd object to it because, to be honest with you, Chris, I think it's all looking for Facebook likes. It's all likes on Facebook. I mean, let the law be the law. We've no right as people to take the law into our own hands.
He's the right to film what he wants.
Yeah, but come on, Chris, this is just for likes on Facebook. I mean, what the victims are victims of, and do you know what? I know of people that have been in that situation, and they wouldn't condone what these lads did. And these people that have been abused and all, they have to look at these videos. That's the worst thing. They just see it pop up, or they see a man's name pop up. They're just giving the guy publicity.
Okay, Zach, as regards, if this guy comes back, because you know the way it is. I don't know. I've heard on and off. People told me 3 weeks ago that he was somewhere in Monkstown or whatever. The thing is, he can get on his bike and go anywhere within 20 minutes.
He can, yeah.
You know, that's how difficult it is. How did you track him down, by the way?
I would really track him down. Facebook knows everything, in fairness. One of my friends was in the Garda station and took a picture. And the second I literally seen it, just as I sent it. So I went down to see if he was there, and I told everybody he was down there because we were on the look for him during the day, and we were successful in the morning, but he cycled away.
Okay.
Yeah, can't that just act like vigilantes at the end of the day? I mean, it's not down to you; it's down to the law to prosecute him.
No, see, you know the Snapchat story. Snapchat stories are 10 seconds each. Yeah. That 3 minutes in that whole video isn't the full story. We were down for 3 hours or something, maybe 4, right? It wasn't for Facebook fame either. This was just for Snapchat. The local area hadn't got a clue what was going on. I put the video up, and it blew fucking up. I didn't expect that. Shit.
Well, instead of going out there and making the videos and everything, why aren't you out lobbying Francis Fitzgerald, lobbying the government, lobbying to get legislation in, something like Sarah or Megan's law in the States and England, get something brought in, instead of acting like thugs, going out and beating the guy up?
No, listen to me. We aren't acting like thugs. We had no intentions of doing it. What happened was an accident. We did not condone it.
Accidentally punched him.
No. From my point of view, I know we punched him on purpose, but we didn't expect that. So stop painting us all with the same brush. right?
If we're all going out looking for the guy to beat him up, it even says in the video, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to find Danny Ward, Operation Find Danny Ward or whatever.
Yeah, man, that's just me. I'm doing that for the crack. It's my personality, like.
That's your personality.
It's just me. I'm just a wacky type of guy, you know what I mean?
It's you we're going out, and it's obvious you we're going out because it's not the first time the guy was attacked, and it's not always to go down. We can't have a mob mentality.
It probably won't be the last time he'll be attacked, to be honest.
No, because the more time he stays in our area, that's more of a chance for him to re-offend. And he is known to re-offend.
Did you find out, by the way, Zach, where he was staying? You know, was he staying in a flat or a B&B or what?
We haven't, well, we heard a B&B, but we're not 100% sure, you know what I mean?
And if you knew he was staying in a B&B somewhere in Monkstown Farm, would you? I presume you'd be outside it.
Well, maybe, yeah. If he came back to Monkstown Farm and he was in a B&B, we'd have a little protest outside to get him out, bring the Garda.
What's that going to do? It's not, no one's going to work, and what's knocking the bollocks out of him as well going to achieve?
Listen, I'm thinking about the kids around there. I have nephews, nieces, cousins, kids all over Monkstown Farm. They're always out on the roads. And see that man floating about, that's not on, man. The kids...
But knocking the bollocks out of them isn't protecting your kids either. Knocking your bollocks is just acting like vigilantes.
Yeah, but do we expect him to knock the bollocks out of them? No, that's the thing. It all happened just like a flash of the light. Like.
You know as well as I do, most people will just want to go out and knock the crap out of them. And it's happened, and it's going to happen more times, more than not. People need to be focusing their energies on lobbying the government and marching outside the door.
No, but the government takes too long doing things, and you know that yourself. Every Irish person knows how long the government takes to do things, to fix things. 7 years wasn't enough for Danny.
You know, if you sit outside his house, people are going to hijack the protest, or if you go out and knock the bollocks out of them, you're going to be in prison, and you're not going to be any good to your children because you'll be behind bars.
Hold on, hang on a sec, Zach, hang on a sec. I want to bring in Jason as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Zach, it was his film that you were looking at, his video rather. It's on our Facebook side at the moment, and he gave us a good insight into what actually happened. He didn't expect Danny Ward to be punched as he was. Jason is also on the line. Jason, how are you?
All right, Chris, how's it going?
Not bad. Okay, do you know this guy? I presume you do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, and were you with him when he was making this video?
No, I wasn't. No, not at all, no.
Okay, but you support what he was doing?
Yeah, of course I do. And come here, and I hope that paedophile, yeah, I hope every time he's seen in the street, he is kicked and kicked and kicked, and better now, Chris, because he ruined someone's life. So come here, what's wrong with ruining his life, you know?
Is it going to change anything, though? Because, you see, there are people, they agree with you. They agree with everything you said in the sense of, fair enough, the guy is a paedophile, the guy has done some absolutely awful things. And you're right, nobody wants this guy anywhere near them. That's just human nature. But how are you going to change him by punching the crap out of him?
Hell, because come here, he's out there making some little girl's life hell, yeah, and she's getting look at that girl is to live with that and her family, okay, for the rest of our lives, yeah. So what's wrong with making his life hell? That fella Zach Wright is talking to us there. So I bet he doesn't even have kids. Would Zach be happy with him living next door to him? And still have the same attitude, would he?
No, he's gone on the line. We're trying to get it back, but he did say it was his film, it was his video, and he is part, as he put it, of the paedophile hunters. They did track him down, and they did, and obviously some of the people, some of his supporters, got a little bit hot and angry and punched this guy in the Garda station.
Chris, most of these people are just bored.
You were saying they were vigilantes, Simon.
Yeah. You know what? They're unemployed and they're looking for likes on Facebook and they're bored looking for something to do. They're trying to make themselves out to be heroes, but they're not. They're just taking the law into their own hands, which you can't do.
Hold on, Mick was in the video as well. Mick, how are you?
How are you, Chris?
Not bad. No, I'll read out some of the text messages as well. Tell that guy, Zach, I'll buy him a pint in the farmhouse. There are lots of people supporting exactly what this guy did, and they were delighted. A lot of people were delighted they could see the whole video, by the way. 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. All right, you said you're in the video. What part were you in, Mick?
I'll tell you a story, right? There's a few videos, right?
Yeah.
And on Saturday,
that dirty bastard, right, luring around where my grandchildren play, okay? He was up in Sallynoggin Park. He was run over by an old person watching the children play, okay?
Right.
Then we all went out, all the women went out looking and warning other people to watch their children, okay? So that was okay. We went around for a couple of hours on Saturday and we couldn't see him. On Sunday, my wife was going into town and I was driving her into town. And I went down through Monkstown. She was going to catch the number 4 bus. And next minute, as I'm going up towards York Road, here he is on his bike, sitting on his bike, looking directly over into a Protestant church. There was 2 children playing in the church car park. And I said to my wife, I said, look, I said, there's Danny, there he is. So I swung the car around and I pulled up on the side, and there was another woman coming down with 2 children and a man. And I didn't know if he was looking at your one's arse or if he was looking at the children. Okay? So I said to my wife, fuck this. I said, I'm getting out of the car. So I jumped out of the car and I ran up to him. And I said to him, Danny. Or I said, sorry. I said, Mr. Ward. And he turned around and said, no, I'm not Danny Ward. He says, I'm John Ward. I said, you dirty bastard. And he got on the bike and he started running. So I was cycling and I ran after him and my wife videoed it.
And what did that achieve? What the hell did that achieve? You're just looking for likes as well. You're just as bad as the rest of them.
I'm not looking for likes, you little shithead, I swear. And listen, if he was beside your fucking grandchildren, what would you do? What would you do? If he was looking at your...
You know what? I called the guards. That's what I did. I called the guards.
Excuse me, we rang the guards on Saturday and we told the guards that he was in the parks, and the guards turned around and said he has to live somewhere. Okay, so I took it in my own hand, and what actually happened was I went around and I went down to the picnic, Teddy Bear's picnic, and I went around with a photograph and I showed all the security guards and I showed the guards in it and said, watch this guy, he's around. And I went around for hours looking for him on Sunday, couldn't find him. I came home here and I was cooking the dinner, and when I was cooking the dinner, I got a call to say he was in the station, and I flew straight down.
He was where? In the police station?
In the police station.
Okay.
Sitting in the corner in the police station with his head down, and there was children going in and out. I went in and I knocked on the door, and I said to the guard, I said, what are you going to do about that paedophile bastard? I said, he's after...
What did they say to you, Mick? What did they say to you?
They said to me, hang on. I didn't give him a chance to say anything to the guards, right? I read up on the guard and I said, come here, see that paedophile bastard? I said, he's after been looking around my grandchildren. And I said, I'm going to poke the fucking head off him. I said, I will have nobody, I said, looking around my grandchildren, I said, or anyone's children in our estate. It's not only my grandchildren, there's kids in this estate and down the Monkstown farm that were terrified when they heard Danny Murphy or Danny Ward was out, all right? So the policeman said to me, oh, hang on, I'll talk to the sergeant. He went in and I went straight over and I was going to bury him, and my daughter held me back, said, Daddy, don't.
An old man like you should have some common sense. Why aren't you marching outside the door? Or why aren't you and all your cronies marching outside the door or whatever, trying to lobby the government to get legislation and trying to go out and act like a fucking dog?
You don't bring the government into it because the government are all assholes, right?
That's the problem with this country. That's the mentality you have, so they're not going to take you seriously. Have you even got a job? No, you're just looking for attention.
You know, when I walked out after him getting the clatters, right?
Did you know the guy who gave him the clatter, Mick?
Yeah, I know the guy very well that gave him the clatter, and I put my hand...
Who has no kids, by the way.
By the way, some people were a bit surprised that guy did actually hit him.
Yes, we were surprised, but what happened was he wasn't going to hit him. He was shouting, you dirty bastard, you dirty bastard. And what triggered him was his own daughter. Right?
In what sense?
His own daughter
Explain to us.
triggered him and said that could have been my daughter. You know what I mean? And that's what triggered the guy. And he said he just lost it, totally lost it. And when he fell on the ground, I picked him up and I threw him back onto Danny to give him another one. And the guard still didn't come out at this stage, and this was going on for 10 minutes, I'd say about 5.
So how bad was the beating Danny Ward got then?
Danny Ward got one punch into the face, the other one missed him, and when he went to kick him, he slipped. So he didn't get that much of a hiding.
But when you put when you picked the guy back up and pushed him against Danny Ward again, did he hit him again?
No, is a few people pulled him out, and the guards ran out. The guards ran out and threw them all out, and I was last. I was still behind the guards, and I was giving them stick. And I turned around and said, they shouldn't have him there. And the police said, well, he's safer there. I said, no, he's not safer there. And I have to say...
What would happen, though, seriously, what would happen, given how... tempers were pretty high going on what you're saying. You were riled up yourself, okay? You were going to punch him yourself.
I was going to kill him. And if he had come outside the police station, if he had walked out for that police station in the 2 or 3 hours,
they'd have killed him.
Waiting on him, we would have killed him. It wouldn't have been only one man. It would have been 9 men, and probably about 4 women. The women actually were more intending to get him than the men were.
What do you logically think? What do you think is going to happen? You go now beating the shit out of him, then you get locked up, and you end up in fucking prison, and you're useless to your children or grandchildren or whatever.
I take a charge for him.
Then how are you meant to protect the children in prison?
My daughter and my wife would do it. My daughters and wife would do it. At the end of the day, I would take a fucking...
Oh yeah, leave the responsibility all to them while you sit in a cell wasting your life because you've acted like a dog and you've just broken the law. You're just going to get jacked.
I don't brag about it. I'm 48 years of age and I can take a charge. I've never been in trouble before in my life. It would be my first offence.
Okay, Mick, stay there if you can. Jason, stay there as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. You heard what Mick said. He was in the Garda station. He did admit, if the guards had released Danny Ward out of the police station, this is obviously what the guards feared, they'd have killed him. Absolutely killed him. Now, we have people saying, okay, they understand the guy's a paedophile. They know the history. They know how horrified people are. Behaving like vigilantes. You mean some of the criticism coming in is quite extreme. They said some of these people are behaving like vigilantes, Chris. Do they not know the law of the land? Yes, the man is a paedophile. Yes, he is a threat to society. That doesn't mean we go around beating the crap out of people. However, we'll discuss more after the break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. I'll read this from Dave. Is listening at Cork. Said, typical Dublin thugs again beating up a paedophile. That's really going to change the dirty bastard's sexual preference, as the guards are right to do what they did. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Okay, you heard what Mick said, and yes, you can understand. He's talking about, and so is Jason. You were talking about your nieces and nephews and everything else, and how worried you were. And it's a natural reaction for anybody. You can be a father, a brother, sister, an uncle, whatever. Right. You're worried about the kids. But, yeah.
Not only that, my mother and father, okay, are foster parents, okay, and my mother and father actually took in 4 children yet that were abused. So I've seen firsthand what happens, what these kids go through, and it's not nice, Look, if I seen your man Danny walking down the street now, I'm not a tour or anything, okay, I would hop out of the car and I'd kick the living daylights out of him, and I wouldn't. That's the honest truth. I would.
Okay, but would you just hit him or just keep hitting him?
No, well, no.
I mean, would you lose the plot?
I'd probably give him a good bang. I'd probably give him, I'd say 7 or 8 good proper dicks.
Okay, I'll come straight back to you after the break. Okay, you've seen the video. Have a look at our Facebook if you want to see the whole thing. 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Was Mick right to behave in the way he did? Simon thinks they're just vigilantes and thugs. We'll find out what you think after the break.
The biggest hit music getting you home. Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
Welcome back to you. It is FM104's Phone Show live at 16 minutes after 10. We're talking of the attack on Danny Ward. Paedophile, rapist, you call it like it is. A lot of people on the phone to us, they were a little bit shocked when they heard the full story tonight of exactly what happened. One, we heard from Zach, whose video that we put on our Facebook. It's about 3 minutes long, but it does show that he had support. They were, as he put it, paedophile hunters, and there was a lot of people in the area looking for this guy. But this is what happened. Have a listen to this. This is as the with camera approached Danny Ward inside the police station. Have a listen to this. There's a slight gap, and here it is.
That's the way the fucking child was. You fucking scumbag, you. You fucking animal. Go. You fucking animal.
I'm talking to you, right?
Send them home. Let them out.
No problem talking. Let them out.
And then there's a negotiation with the Gardaí. The Gardaí are obviously doing what they do best. They're trying to calm everybody down, keep a lid on everything, and obviously there are people who are pretty upset. 53104 for 20 cents, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Paddy in Beaumont is not impressed at all. He said, typical brain-dead Republican vigilantes jumping on a bandwagon. No one said these people were Republican at all, actually, to be fair. Mick, no one said you were Republican at all, did they?
No.
No, I don't.
If we were Republican, he wouldn't have walked out.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, but that is true, yeah. To be fair to you.
Well, to be fair to the guards in Dunleary, they were quite reasonable, you know. They talked more sense into us about that they weren't happy that he was there either, and that they wanted him removed because they knew it was going to cause problems, and there was a lot more people on their way. So I told them to lock him up in a cell, and I'd go in there and let me in for 5 minutes, and I'd sort him out in the cell. And they said we couldn't do that. So then I said to them, well, I said, get him out of the lobby, because there's children going in and out of that bloody lobby, you know. Mm-hmm. And the guy turned around and said, start working on it. He was there from it was since about 20 to 12 in the afternoon. When I approached him on York Road, he flew straight to the Garda station because he was shitting himself. He was literally shitting himself, because if I'd have called him, I'd have fucked him under a car.
Because and you wouldn't have any qualms about that at all, would you?
Any qualms,
because you're calm now, but you still feel that way. If I had been interviewing you outside the police station, you'd be a very different man, wouldn't you?
Not really, because the guard pulled me aside and I was talking to the guard, and he explained to me, and he said, yes, all right, he is a dead right, he is a paedophile, yes, and he shouldn't be in the area. Like, people just dump him into our areas, and like, it's children in the area. Parents, grandparents are afraid to let their children out because they're afraid that he's going to look at them because he was in the park doing it. You know?
Chris, can I talk to him for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll talk some sense into here, Mick. Let's stick this on board, right? Say, right, I know of people that are victims of abuse or whatever, being by paedophiles, and they don't condone what happened today because they know they have to hear about it in the news or see it or anything, or they don't believe it's going to change anything. And going out and knocking the bollocks out of chap isn't going to change anything. And what do you think of people that have been abused by paedophiles saying they don't condone at all what happened to this guy or condone
you think of the trial that nobody knows the full story what he done, only certain things on a radio show or something go on and said it. He actually that 6-year-old what he actually done to that 6-year-old. An evil bastard.
Obviously he's an evil bastard and he should go on for life, but unfortunately
he needs his Mickey into a slicer and slice bit by bit, and I would love to see a woman do it rather than a man.
Well, it's irrelevant who does it. Just the fact of the matter today is we need to be out in our thousands, marching on the Dáil, marching on wherever, trying to get the laws changed, trying to get legislation changed.
The most sensible thing, Mick, is as you know, nobody wants anyone to be going around beating people up, being judge, jury or an executioner. We've no right to take the law into our own hands, but equally too, you don't want a paedophile running around with a bike either.
Exactly, you don't want them on it.
So he should be you're right, he should be taken out of the community completely.
Right, why aren't the guards following him? He was lurking outside at children when I pulled up in the car, and I swear to God, I'd swear on anything, that's what he was doing when I pulled up. And that's
the guards are always around. The guards are always around. Leave you me, they're around everywhere. They do be around in their fucking team cars and their undercover cars and everything. And the guy knows he's going to be being watched, so he's not going to reoffend.
By the way, Mick, sorry.
You want me without any road tax, but they won't do a fucking paedophile.
Mick, did you actually talk to him at any stage? Ward.
I did, yeah, when this thing was...
Okay, what did he say to you?
words he said to me was, my name is, I said to him, Mr. Ward, what are you doing looking at these fucking children in this area? And he says, my name's not Danny, my name is John Ward. And then he grabbed his bike and he tried to jump on it and run, tried to cycle it, and he slipped and I ran after him, and my wife videoed it.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let me go to Keith as well. Keith, you're live on FM104. How are you?
How are you doing, Chris? I'm only after really tuning in there. But listen, I have a daughter there about 400 yards from that school.
Right.
If I had seen him that day, I would have absolutely smashed his face in.
So you're not surprised the way people behaved in a police station as well?
My girlfriend gets up every morning and brings the whole child down to that school, and that bastard cycling around that school, just waiting for the next victim. You know what I mean? To get up on.
What was going through your head when you started seeing videos and we put up?
I only looked into it there yesterday and seen the video, and then the girlfriend rang me and said to me that she was terrified to go bring the child down to school tomorrow. Today. So I said, right, get a taxi down to the school because he's not going to be around the area. I said, because he's a dirty bleeding rapist. And a fair play to that young fella. I gave him a few slaps. Because if I had seen him, I would have booed him up and down the road. And
but what happens, you know, Keith, nobody wants to live anywhere where people are beating the crap out of each other.
Nobody wants to be a vigilante here, you know what I mean? But the man's
what you are being.
Well, listen, have you got a son or a daughter, have you?
That's irrelevant. The point
have
is...
Have you got a son or a daughter? Have you got a son or a daughter?
No,
if that was your daughter that he done that to, and you seen him going down the road, what would you do to him?
Do you know what? I probably want to go after him, but that's going to be an emotional response.
Fucking head off. You're bleeding to drive over him and his fucking bike.
What's doing that? What's doing that going to achieve? If you got
another paedophile off the fucking road. Once you do that to a child, you should never get out.
There's still millions more around the country. There's still millions of them.
I know there is, and they all should be fucking decapitated. They should be all locked up for life.
And what's the point of you being...
Do you think it's actually, Keith, hang on a sec, let me talk to Keith for a sec. Keith, Keith, hang on a sec. Do you think that is possibly the only thing they can do for everyone's safety?
Everybody's going to give him a slap. Everywhere he goes, he's going to get a slap. He should be put off somewhere. He should be put down, the dirty animal. That's what he should be doing. He should be put down.
And when people are texting, we're getting people texting in from the UK as well now, listening to us in the app, and they said they can understand where you guys are coming from, but they just can't understand that everyone wants to be a vigilante.
I don't want to be no vigilante. I have a daughter of 3 years of age, and I'm telling you now, we walked out. I walked out roads plenty of times.
I know it well, yeah.
I know the roads very well myself. I walked down to Dunleary with my daughter all the time, and if I was to see him, I probably wouldn't have spotted him, but the girlfriend would have. I would have took his fucking head off. He wouldn't have been. I would see that chap who bleeding chased him up the road. I would have took his head off with a right hook, and then Dunleary guard do nothing for you. I'm telling you, the guy that around there do fucking...
Well, Mick was singing their praises 2 minutes ago.
Praise me, bollocks. They're not worth a wank, a lot of them. I know every one of them down in...
OK, let me go to John as well. John is on line 3. John, how are you?
What's the story here?
Not bad, John, not bad. Go ahead.
What's that Simon lad saying, sticking up for that 30 paedophile?
He's not sticking up for the paedophile.
Sticking up for him, you fool. You're a big gobshite, you are. You're a gobshite. You want to go out there, act like an absolute toad, get yourselves locked up, and you're fucking useless to your children. You're stupid. You're sick. That paedophile is walking the roads looking at children. What's your problem? Well, you know what? You go out there, you beat him up. What's going to happen? You get locked up. Are you any good to your children, Dad? No, you're not. He deserves to die. He deserves to die. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, it's not up to us to be judge, jury, and executioner. It's up to the law. Fucking death penalty. That's what you should be getting. Do you know what? We live in it the other day with fucking nothing. Well, you know what? Why don't you go down, and I'm not saying again on this fucking show, why don't people cop on, go down to the fucking government, I'll go down with you myself, we all fucking protest, and we all make sure we get legislation, because we live in a democratic country. If democracy really works, something can be done. We need to get some legislation put in place.
Hang on a sec, Simon. What you were saying, and that there are people agreeing with you. They don't like Danny Ward. They don't like what the guy did. They said, yes, he is a paedophile. Yes, he is disgusting. But looking at the videos that we saw tonight, Chris, of the guy on the bike chasing... and the video of people hunting down Danny Ward like an animal, and then beating the crap out of them in a police station. They don't like the idea of vigilantes. You know, John, how do you work that one out with people? They don't like Danny Ward. They don't like paedophiles. But they don't like to live in a city where someone beats the crap out of somebody else and takes the law into their own hands.
Well,
how do you keep those people quiet?
Don't mind them. He deserves everything he fucking gets. And we have to live in a society of chaos, do we? If I seen him on the road, I'd get out of the car and I'd bait him with a golf stick. I'd kick the living bollocks out of him. I think you're all just looking for likes on Facebook. That's why he's going around doing it and everything. Box as well, you big donkey. Oh, shut your mouth, you little clown. You see, even the way you're talking, like, you can't even put it up. Nobody would even listen to you.
I know people that it's happened to you, and it's ruined their fucking lives, you stupid cunt.
So do I, and they don't agree with retards like you stupid dope, you.
You like a little bit of dick as well, you little fool, you.
I gotta say, hang on, easy on the insults, lads. Here's a text that we just got in, 53104 for 20 cent. Okay. Are some of your callers members of ISIS, Chris? They're effing crazy. They're all saying that they don't want to be vigilantes, but they've no problem saying that they'd beat him up or kill him. It's not the Garda's fault, it's the justice system. The guards did their job, obviously organising the conviction and keeping the peace yesterday. The guards should be praised for their common sense yesterday. 53104 for 20 cent. We'll go to Peter on line 3. Peter, how are you?
How are you doing?
Not bad, Peter, go ahead.
The likes of Keith, that's what you need. You need a load of Keiths out in the streets. Peter, dead right. You should have stuck a snooker key up his arse.
What would that achieve? Then you're in jail for murder. I mean, do you really... All right, it's easy to be the hard jaw. You walk... All right, fair, you get the snooker cue, you shove it up his arse, you kill him, you put a knife through him, you put a bullet through him, then you get done for murder, and then you do 10 years in jail. How clever is that? No, seriously, how clever is that? Use your brain.
Ah, fuck him.
Okay.
The poor girl.
So is it worth... But the thing is, beating him up isn't going to change him, is it? No, hang on. Use your brain here. Is it worth... You're the big man saying what you do with the snooper cue, so it's worth going to jail over then. You do 10 years in jail, because that is the law.
If there's a load there and you do it in the circle, nobody keeps their mouth shut, you get away with it.
So you keep quiet and kill him?
Yeah. Get Keith back on. He had the right idea.
Maybe, but if you're all... See, this is what you're saying.
You wouldn't do it.
He was fine. My daughter goes to school there, and there's plenty of other people there what go to school. They're all little babies, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and him cycling around like a sexual predator. Are you fucking having a laugh?
And in the same light, do you want your children growing up with where's daddy? Daddy's in prison for murder, or daddy's in prison?
I know the point that you're getting at, but where are we going to put him? Where the fuck? Where else is he going to go? Out the brain?
Where else we can put him? He's just going to move the problem to another area. I mean, we need to get...
Maybe, hang on a sec, guys. Maybe we need if anybody's a good solution here, let us know. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Keith, there is a solution that, I don't know, some states have in the US. They have... it's a paedophile town they have in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that's where the ghosts escape down the country.
In the middle of the desert, that no one can live there except paedophiles.
Yeah,
and that's where they're held.
That'd be the best spot for him, or they're 6 foot in the ground.
But you reckon if he is allowed to live among your community, where you live, or where I live, or where somebody else lives, that it's just not safe?
No, it's not safe, because my girlfriend's terrified now to bring my daughter to school every fucking morning over this cunt, and I'm glad he got a few slaps. He only got a bleeding solid, and I'm like, fair play to the young fella, because if I had got my hands on him, I would have fucking strangled him.
What about... hang on.
I'm sorry for the language, but this is a close subject to my head, because I don't fucking like them.
But you know what? He's constantly monitored by the guards. He has to sign on every month.
Well, why didn't the guard notify people saying that there was a bleeding sexual predator on the fucking...
Because their child walked down the fucking lane. Anyway, he's under the fucking Sex Offenders Risk Management Act, whatever it's called.
It doesn't matter. But just say, for instance, he walks down the lane at 9 o'clock at night and it's bleeding, starting to get dark.
Well, my children wouldn't... If I had a child, they wouldn't be out at 9 o'clock at night on their own anyway, you know that?
Well, common sense, it's just someone now fucking cop on, you know what I mean?
Okay, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. You heard what happened. All right, all the people involved, we heard what Mick was in the video, and he told us, they were tracking this guy down for about 24 hours. And we heard from Shaq, who was talking to us, his video that's up on our Facebook. It's about 3 minutes long, and it gives you a really good insight into not just 15 seconds, but 3 minutes of what led up to all of this. Did these people do the right thing? Yes, their heart's in the right place. We know that. But by going up and beating somebody senseless, how is that going to change anything at all? Because the one thing that's happened now is you can be damn sure that this paedophile has moved somewhere else in the city. He could be in your area now. So what was achieved by that? Let us know. Here's another thing. Keith.
Yeah.
There's several hostels we know where the homeless won't go because there's 15 paedophiles in one of them.
Yeah, that's a blatant joke.
It's not a joke, it's the truth. Ask any homeless person.
Yeah, they're probably
because they won't because you know they're in the city centre.
The publicity he's getting at the minute, you know what I mean? Because he was spotted out in Ringsend a few weeks ago, and he got a few slaps. Now he's out here neck of the woods, and where's next? Out to Bray.
Okay, stay with us. We're back in a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Did these people go too far, in your opinion? Because what have they achieved by it? Simon, you think... And to cut to the chase here, you think, all right, they're well-meaning, but they're all vigilantes. They're hard jaws.
Basically, Chris, and you know what? We do need to go against the Dáil or whatever. And you know what? We need to get some sort of legislation put in place, like Megan O'Shea's law, or like in the Ghost Estates. Put them to use, like they have in America with the desert and all that. Or also, I know I watched a documentary there recently. There's a big, huge treatment centre in California. We need something like that where they're locked in there. They can't get out at all. It's a big facility.
But what do you say? What do you say to the guy in particular who, and you know, everyone thought he was a hero for bashing him up? They do exactly the same thing.
Well, you know what, Chris? I'd ask him the question that I asked Mick a while ago about what about the victims of abuse that don't agree with what he did, that don't think it's going to change anything.
Okay, hang on.
You fucking child was. You fucking scumbag, you. You fucking animal. Go. You fucking
Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. The FM104 Phone Show. Brought to you by BusyLel.ie. Looking to buy or eager to sell new, used or unwanted items? BusyLel.ie.
Welcome back to you. It is the FM104 Phone Show. We're talking of Danny Ward, the attack on Danny Ward, and Facebook from what Keith is saying to me. You're getting quite a different reaction to what we're getting on air.
A bit of a different slant. Yeah, if you go into the F104 Phone Show page with Chris Barry, we put up the video about 3 hours ago. It's obviously it's getting a lot of traction. A lot of people want to get in on the conversation. But what struck me, because we're not seeing it on air as much, but we are certainly seeing it on Facebook, is that some people think the guy who put it up, who were talking to Shaq a little bit earlier on, reckons he was doing it for likes, he was doing it for attention. Now, I don't know, you can judge for yourself. You can look at the video. That seems to be the trend that a lot of people are saying. You can see it for yourself. You can see some of the comments. Of course, we're getting stuff as well where people think Danny Ward should be, branded. There should be literally paedophile put on his forehead, is what someone commented. But other people saying that they reckon there was another motive involved, especially when Shaq mentioned at the end of the video that he'd be posting more videos. Mm-hmm. So... just a bit of an interesting slant that we're not quite getting on air, but it's certainly there on Facebook. As I said, go to the F104 Phone Show page with Chris Barry and you'll see all the comments there and you can comment yourself.
Okay, certainly do that. Cheers. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Interesting comment just came in as Keith was talking there. Is it only people, let me see real quick, if only people were so quick to attack the murdering scum of drug dealers in the areas selling drugs to their kids. Oh, I forgot. They don't care because of the money that's made. Just as bad as Danny Ward. That's from Kira. I'd like to hear that. Thomas is on line 3. Thomas, you're live on FM104. How are you, Thomas? We can hear you chatting away there, Thomas. How are you?
How are you?
Go ahead, Thomas.
I'm actually in the hospital. I had to come out because I haven't got much of a reception in there.
Okay, no problem.
When this fella got out, when Danny got out of Cup, and obviously he got out first out of Harbour Hill, I was in the hospital on the north side with him.
Right.
And he came in. No, none of us knew anything about him. We were all...
He was just a regular guy that came in. You had no idea what this guy was.
Thought he was some other homeless fella.
Right.
And we were sitting down offering him smokes, and he didn't want smokes, but we were having a laugh for him, and because you could see he was sort of being shy. And I even one day met him, and most of the people now that know me know this. I jumped into his first night in the hostel. I jumped into his bed and said, come on in and cuddle me. Now I'm only 5'6". This fella's about 6'6", and he's built like a shipwreck house. He's huge, right? And he was giggling away like he was a little 5-year-old, right? And he was telling us he couldn't go to some of the food places that we were going to because he didn't get on with the homeless people. And we were saying, like, because the few of us out in the hostel, there was only 12 in our hostel.
And you were saying they'd be grand with you lot, yeah.
Yeah, we look after you, the whole lot. You know, I introduced my eldest son to him. I introduced his girlfriend to him. He even bought me presents for my birthday, not last year, the year before. And like, he used to bring back DVDs for fellas in the hostels. If they said he liked certain DVDs, he'd go out and buy them for them, and he'd be bringing them back. Now, we just thought there was something, you know, a little odd with him.
But not that strange. When did the penny drop?
No, oh Jesus Christ! Not when did the penny drop? About, and this is as true as God. About 5 weeks ago, I was down in kindergarten, and I went onto Facebook, and I seen a picture of Danny on it, and I literally nearly got sick in front of everybody, my kids and all. But even when I showed my other son that I introduced him to, he nearly got sick. I was like an antichrist when I found out what he was, because like, people that know me will know that there's a personal reason towards why I feel like that about rapists and paedophiles. And I swear to God, if I seen him tomorrow in front of everybody, I've told me two older children, if I see him in town, I'm going to cut his throat. So they know I would. Yes, I would. I would gladly do 10 years for doing it.
I'm actually listening to you now, and actually I believe you. I tell you why, Thomas. We had, this is months ago, we had homeless people calling us from hostels, complaining to us that they rather sleep on the street than take the hostel because there were too many bloody paedophiles in the hostel. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Like, yeah. Now, as I said, I could tell you yourself off air. People that do know me will know what I'm talking about, and I'm not saying it on air because it'll drag other people into it that have, like, that it'll upset my own family members and my nieces and nephews. So I'm not going into it for that reason. Now, after raping that Asian girl, remember, in the hotel, he was in a hostel for about 3 months. And he was picked up every evening or every morning and dropped back every evening at certain times by social workers. Now, Danny Ward was not. Danny Ward was able to leave our hostel whatever time he wanted and go around. And we used to say to him, where are you today? The Botanic Gardens. And as I was reading through the stuff a couple of weeks ago, and it was first shown to me on Facebook, he was in our hostel the time he was moved from that house, from that school in Finglas.
That's right, yeah.
And by that night, we were all going back expecting to see Danny in the hostel, but no, he was moved with no warning whatsoever. He was just gone out of the hostel.
When you realised who and what you were sharing...
The hostel was in Fisborough. Sorry?
When you realised who you guys were sharing with, and obviously, you know, when he came in, you were doing your best to befriend him, to be nice to him, to make life easier for him or whatever. Yeah, you were being a nice guy. You were being a nice guy.
It's not easy on the street.
No, it isn't.
But
it isn't.
It wasn't just
but things are bad. Seriously,
in the hostel.
Things are bad, Thomas. When I have, we've talked to many homeless guys down through the years. Anyway, particularly, we had some horrific stuff that we had to deal with poor Bobby at one stage. But the vibe seemed to be, and they were sending us text messages and everything else saying, Jesus, we may be homeless, but we're not going into a hostel with paedophiles. It's just not going to happen. When they realise some of these, and they said, just because we're homeless, they shouldn't be treated like this. Because when you go, what would have happened? Now, be honest, if when you were sharing with this guy that you came back one day and you realised...
You know what, I'm really delighted after asking me that question.
You realised the penny dropped and he was still in the hostel. What would happen?
And we knew what was done to him.
Yep.
We knew what he had done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it to you this way. I probably shouldn't have named the first fella.
Don't name anyone for the moment,
yeah. Right. But when we found out the first fella was coming in, we were told what he was and where he was coming in from. So we turned around and we says, right, if you don't want any trouble in the hostel, that's grand. You keep him out of everybody's sights. And he was made go to his room. He even had, and this sickened me, because this was during a bad winter, and the fella that was running the hostel is dead sound. He's 110%. He'd do anything for you. But even he knew himself, with the few people, there was 4 or 5 people in there that would have done this to him, and gladly done it for what he had done. The first fella that came in. Now, he ended up having to go into a double room, but on his own, which meant there was a bed that our government, well, not our government, they're not my government, to be honest, the government now were willing to let go free just to give this rapist only out a room in a hostel until he got his own place 3 months later. And look, I'm in the homeless unit more than 3 years.
Hang on a second, Thomas. Barbara's also on the phone as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Barbara, there are a lot of people on Facebook now. We're having a chat with them on Facebook, and okay, they're probably afraid to come out and say it on air to our faces and your faces and everyone else, but they don't agree with the paedophile, they don't agree with Danny Ward, but they certainly don't agree with people taking the law into their own hands and punching the crap out of somebody.
No.
What do you say to them?
Why don't you put them all out, open back up Spike Island, put them all out on the island, let them rape and fucking abuse each other. At the end of the day, if it was a dog, if you bit a child, you get the fucking dog put down. Put them all out on the island and let them fucking do whatever they want to each other. Instead of putting them all into hostels and fucking...
Were you surprised what happened?
Oh, shocked. Well, shocked that they didn't fucking... I would have bet the crap out of them. I would have fucking bet him around the place.
Do you think whoever hit him should be charged?
No.
Why?
But that's just breaking the law.
No, he fucking deserves everything he fucking gets, the dirty bastard.
Does it not make you a criminal if you go and call him up?
The rest of its fucking life.
Yeah, I'm not
what damage he does.
About victims that don't condone it, because there's plenty that don't. And you know what? There's no point in vigilantism. That just brings a breakdown.
Put them all on the island and let them fucking do it to each other.
Fair enough.
Put them all on an island and let them.
That's not realistic. That's not realistic. We're not going to... That's not going to happen. We can't act like vigilantes.
Fucking homeless people out in the streets, and they've all paying for fucking paedophiles in hostels.
Because I don't know, we've all seen the video. We have it up on our Facebook page as well. We have the full video up on that. But just listen to the level of violence here. And this is what a lot of you guys were saying. Yeah, they understand it, but was this really necessary? This is when he's attacked.
Hey, that's the way the fucking child was. You fucking scumbag, you. You fucking animal. Go. You fucking...
You're saying that wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary, Simon, at all.
No, it's not, Chris. It's just vigilantism and fishing for likes, and even as Keith Ward said there a while earlier, that's all it is, looking for Facebook likes. And what's the point of even videoing it?
Child.
What's the point of videoing it? Why did you just go out videoing it?
What was your child?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a child, so I can't comment, but at this moment in time, it's just vigilantism.
Yeah, well, then there you go. Until it actually touches you, until it actually touches your own family, you don't realise the trouble that people like that actually do.
Yeah, but what
until they touch your own family, you do not realise.
Because I think what Thomas what Thomas is trying to say there is, when sadly, if they do interfere with a child, that's for life, isn't it, Thomas? That is for life with that child.
Yeah, that's
the damage that they have done is for life.
And he's out getting like, he was getting more money than the rest of us. He was coming back into our hospital with DVDs worth of tenner and probably tortured them.
Okay, hang on a second. Nessa, hello.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm grand, not a bother.
What do you say? You see, there's a lot of very well-meaning people here, and most of us, I think everybody who rang in tonight, you know, everyone comes from a family of some description. You know what I mean? And we, you know, common sense will tell. We know what good and bad is. Of course, when we see a paedophile in the area, you're going to freak, you're going to react. That Shaq, the guy who made the video, was talking to us earlier. He gave us the full picture of what happened, and he called himself, he said, that's his personality. They call themselves the paedophile hunters or whatever. Everyone's supporting what he did. No one likes to take the law into their own hands, though, do they?
No, not at all. But see, you have to understand where people are coming from as well. Now, I don't condone violence at all, to be honest with you. But when you're talking about young children, like that fella Danny Ward got a few smacks in the face last night. Like, in fairness, the little girl that he's after abusing, now whatever it is that he done to her, because no one really knows the story either. But whatever he's after doing to that child, like, she's scared for the rest of her life. And then you have the likes of him being able to cycle through the likes of Monkstown Farm, Sallynoggin, Shankill, where our kids are grown up. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's very unfair that, fair enough, if this chap has to be put somewhere to live, that's grand. But why aren't people, like, notified? Why aren't the guards?
Do you think, okay,
not obliged to?
But even if they did, hang on, Nessa, even if they did, what do you think would happen? They'd lynch him.
No, come here, people.
They'd lynch him.
No, I understand that, and people aren't going to want a paedophile living in their area, because I live up in Shankill, and I tell you, if one of them moved into where I live, he wouldn't be in it for less than 2 hours, because I have a 15-year-old son. Do you know what I mean? But I think,
so what would, all right, what would realistically happen if the guards said to you, right, in number 15, the guy's out of prison, he's grand now, we don't think he's going to reoffend, but sure, he has a little flap for himself there, he won't bother you, and we'll keep an eye on him. What would your neighbours honestly do?
Yeah, I don't think my neighbours would put up with it, because at the end of the day, if you look into any paedophile that's after abusing children or abusing whoever they've after abusing, none of them ever change. They all reoffend. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I think, personally myself, these people, like, fair enough, don't keep them in the prisons, because they're only in with their own kind and anyway. Do you know what I mean? They're sitting with their own fucking kind, probably planning the next rape on whatever child they get their hands on. The likes of these fuckers should be left somewhere. To be honest with you, if it was me personally, if I was the judge, they wouldn't get a second chance with me, and that's being honest.
Even though we all know he's done his time in prison, all right, we don't. Lots of people disagree with the way the system works or whatever, but the guards will say to you, "Look, there's nothing they can do. There is nothing they can do."
No, there's nothing because it's not the guards' fault. They're not the ones letting them out. It's our system. Our system's a load of shite. Like, if you go out and rob a shop, you probably get 3 years, and you'll do your full 3 years.
Or if you don't have a TV licence, they'll lock you up.
Well, that's it. Or if you go and rape a 5-year-old little girl that hasn't got a clue what they're doing, an absolute monster, like pushing themselves on a child, and they get 5 years and they're back out to do it again. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, somebody told me when he was, they rang us one night here, and I think they saw him at 8:30 one evening. This is the last time that Danny got caught. 15 people went after him. But what somebody told me, which freaked the hell out of me, what was he doing with sort of kids' toys?
Well, there you go. So what was he doing?
Now, I thought that's a little bit freaky. I think we all know what he was doing with kids' toys.
Yesterday, he was meant to be standing outside the school yesterday, and then he was meant to be in the park looking at kids.
Tell us about the park. What happened about the park? I know Sonny was telling us about that.
Yeah, seemingly he was meant to be standing looking at 2 kids in the park, and this is what I've been told. Or then he was meant to be outside an Irish school or something looking at the kids. Now, what would a grown man like that be doing standing looking at children for?
No, you wouldn't.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he wouldn't. There's no way he would. So the likes of him shouldn't be let out.
Hang on a second.
They should be let up and they should be locked somewhere else.
True. Hold on a second. Thomas, all right, you spent time with them. How did he strike you? What sort of a guy was he? What was your reaction, yourself and the lads?
The way we all took him in, right, because the whole story of him coming into the hostel in the first place was he was only back from England and he had just lost his wife and 2 kids in a car crash. That's what we were told.
Did you believe it?
Yeah, because he seemed to be really cool up about it, and he was very convincing about it. But yeah, one day we caught him with his age. His date of birth was down on the sheet, and it was a couple of years younger than me. And we asked him what age he was, and he said he was 23. But it turned out he was 33. So that made us feel even more, saying, "Oh Jesus, he can't that accident that he was in," because he said he was the only one survived the accident.
And the story was falling apart, obviously, was it? The story he gave you seemed to be falling apart.
Yeah, after a while.
Yeah, after a while, you weren't believing.
So people were like, "Oh, what's going on?" And that's when he went into the bit where, like, if me and you were going into the hostel tonight, right, and we knew Danny was in there. Well, if we wanted to have a laugh and you say you love dime bars, the next day Danny would come in with probably 50 quid's worth of dime bars and give them out to everybody. Then the next night it could be Mars bars.
How did he strike you? I mean, all right, to be nice. Was he firing on all fours, Thomas? Was he firing on all fours, if you know what I mean?
He was a clever stupid.
He played dumb?
Yeah, he was a clever stupid.
So he played the Egypt, but he knew what he was doing.
Of course he did.
Yeah. How, when you see people, and I know you have your own issues here.
And that's why I nearly got sick when I seen it in the first place, because I couldn't believe somebody that, like, I'd not befriended. Yeah, well, just about befriended. Because, I mean, he had bought me birthday presents and everything. And like any other fellas in the hostel, like, if they wanted that, he'd go and get them for them. If you said you were looking for some sort of rare film, he'd bring it in the next day. Yeah.
So he was just trying to...
He was, and then...
he was trying to be your best buddy, wasn't he? He was trying to be the best buddy.
Everybody's best buddy. Yeah, he wanted to be everybody's best buddy. And that's what sort of... Between that and the age is what started to start making some of us saying, well, hang on, something's not adding up here.
One thing, I'm just looking at some of the messages coming into us now, and this woman won't go on the air. She said, Chris, I had a look at the video on your Facebook and horrified at paedophiles, but when I saw the guy being approached, sitting there in the Garda station on his own, and then the guy punching him, I pitied Danny. Can you understand that, Thomas? Someone pitied him, being beaten up.
Oh, because the way he cowered down, yeah. I could well believe that. No, I haven't seen the video.
Okay.
I've actually asked people to show me the video, so I can see it, because...
He cowered down as...
To be honest, the only way you'd probably have a fair swing at him is if he is down like that, because as I said, this is no exaggeration, he's about 6'6", and he's built like a shipwreck house. He's about 5 foot wide. He's a big, big man. Now, I mean, he's a big man. And what sickened me the most was then I found out not only was he a rapist, he actually savagely beat a 6-year-old. A man of that size.
With that strength.
Beating a 6-year-old. That's like Andre the Giant picking me up. And
I have to say, Barbara, can you still hear me? Or Nessa? Yeah, Nessa, I got to say, I've got to cut this short now, but in the various shows that we've done down through the years, this is getting more reaction than Larry Murphy, and that's saying something.
Yeah, because it's got to do with kids.
They're
talking about little kids that can't defend themselves. And last night, I seen that video of that young lad hitting him last night, and to be honest with you, anyone that had a heart would feel a little bit of pain for him. But then when you look at the next picture, you're sort of looking saying, like, there he is cowering down to a young lad, but he wasn't like that when he was hurting that child either. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, exactly. Fair play to you, love. Exactly.
At the end of the day, if he can harm a child that has no way of defending herself, whether she be 6, 12, 15, it doesn't matter. The size of that man, he's a grown man coming up against a little girl.
And going on what you're saying, we have not heard the end of this. This is not over.
Well, you put it this way, he's after being, so they said, ran out of Monkstown Farm yesterday.
Yeah.
So where's he going to end up? Like, there's Monkstown Farm, then there's Ballybrack, then there's Shankill, then there's Bray. So is he going to keep coming up this way? Do you know what I mean?
Where I live now, people... A whole lot of them.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying him himself, like, where are they going to move him to now? Like, the people up in Shankill now have concerns of where is he going to be now, because he's gone out of the farm since yesterday. So where is he today?
And he's pretty easy to spot, let's be honest.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, even if he disguises himself, he's pretty easy to spot.
It's not easy to miss this fella. It's not easy to miss this fella.
Not really. Listen, look, keep us informed, folks, anyway. 53104 for 20 cents, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We've a busy night tonight, stay with us. It was Keith uploaded this picture, by the way, initially sent to us by locals in Cloundalkin, of a house in Leyland that was targeted by racist thugs who wanted a family who are black to leave. The front of the house was sprayed and painted with the slogan "Blacks Out" all over it. Apparently the family have been targeted for quite some time, and some people have been telling us that they intended to move from the area as soon as they can. Bizarrely, some people suggested online they painted the house themselves in order to get moved quicker, presumably. Surely no family would stoop to that level. Is the treatment by some of the locals in the area so bad that they should be given a house in another community far away from the thugs who have racially abused them? It seems very unfair to expect that the family just live there and put up with that type of thing. Now, what we did ourselves, we had a look at the picture, and Keith, our producer, went around, found the house himself and took the picture himself. So what you're probably seeing on our Facebook is his picture that he took. It appeared everywhere else, but that just happens. They're his pictures that he took because he wanted to verify absolutely everything, and yes, it is true. Now, why is there a house in Cloundalkin with "Blacks Out" sprayed all over the front? Have a look at our Facebook if you don't believe us. The front of the house was spray painted with the slogans "Black Out." Apparently, the family, now they have been targeted for quite some time, and some people have been telling us that they intend to move from the area as soon as they can. This shouldn't happen, lads. Now, come on. And who is doing this? Why are they doing it? Here's the why. Can anybody tell me why they're doing it? Let us know. Actually, is Jamie on the phone? Jamie, hello, Jamie. How are you?
Hiya, how's it going?
Not bad. They should be allowed to move out, you're saying?
I think they should. That is a local authority house that they're living in, and I think they should have been moved. Like, that's a while they're putting up with that. But then, in saying that, like, if they did get moved, then the little shits have won. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
but you'd wonder who did this.
For their own safety, why should they have to pay rent to put up with that? Do you know what I mean? Like, no one deserves to put up with something like that. That's absolutely disgraceful what went on. I don't know how them kids or whoever did that they must have been dragged up, because that is just disgusting.
Somebody was saying to us that they were masked when they did it.
That's even more scarier. And the fact that they're still in that house, like, it's wrong. They shouldn't even be there anymore. They should have been moved to it. And like, I'm sure there's other houses available that they could have been moved into. Like,
yeah, but I'm like you. Why should they move? Why should they have to move at all? Why, because it's probably a small bunch of people who are doing this.
Yeah,
so,
it's a minority.
But then they can decide anyone who's black or different or whatever, let's have a go at them, call them God knows whatever name, and intimidate them.
Well, I think
that's all that is.
To be able to live a normal life and to not be intimidated like that, they should be put somewhere else. Like, they shouldn't have to pay rent to put up with something like that. Like, they should be moved for their own safety. But in saying that, like, I would like to, like, I wouldn't like to see them stay there, because obviously I wouldn't like to see them going through any more than what they've gone through. But like, you have to just let them win, I think, at the end of the day. But they should be caught. I hope they're hanging themselves in shame for what they've done. It's absolutely disgusting.
Do you know, I'd love to know who did it. Would you?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to know who did it as well. But I'm sure they know, and their parents know who did it. And it's just wrong. Like, I don't know what way they were brought up, but they obviously weren't educated at all.
OK, hold on a second, Jamie. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. If you can help us, if you know who did this, just text us in. We'll take it from there. We'd like to talk to them as well. This is the picture that Keith uploaded yesterday to our Facebook. Cloundalkin locals of a house in Leyland that was targeted by racist thugs who wanted a family who are black to leave. Now, the front of the house, this is like something going back to the bad old days in the States. The front of the house was painted with the slogan, "Blacks out." When it's not just on the door, it's all over the front window and the door. It's all over the front of the house. 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104 is the number.
Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show.
6797 FM104 is our phone number. Give us your votes on this one, actually, because if you come across a house, as we did in Cloundalkin, this is a house in Leyland, targeted by, we're calling them racist thugs who wanted a family out because they're black, only because they're black, and it says sprayed blacks out. How do you deal with that? Now, if you know anything more, give us a ring. Some of the reaction we're getting is something else. Daniel is on the phone. Daniel, how are you?
Chris, what's the story? How are you getting on?
Not bad at all. You think that they did it themselves?
This is what I know for a fact, Chris, right? I mean, these people that lived in Cloundalkin isn't much of a bad area, do you know what I mean, once you keep your head down. But for honest, these people lit this on their gas themselves so they could get a gas on Lucan.
Just don't mention names if you don't mind.
Sorry, Chris, Kevin's name though. But come here, listen, right? He was in, he's a good friend of mine, he wouldn't mind me saying his name though, we were two of us in Foss together, and he's coloured or black, well, it's not coloured, because colour is different colours, black is the one colour, but he's black, and he asked me, would I put all over his gas, and this is
yeah, look, let me go to Emma on line 3. I can hear someone making up a story badly there, it has to be said. 53104 for 20 cent. Emma's on line 3. Emma, you're not surprised. Why are you not surprised?
Hi Chris, how are you?
How are you?
I saw the photo appear on Facebook and I saw all the messages that came with it, and I was thinking to myself, it's hardly surprising. This doesn't happen in the right kind of areas, Chris. It always seems to happen in areas like these, like the working class areas. I don't see why people are so surprised. It is absolutely disgusting, but what else do people expect? Seriously, what else do people expect?
Well, they don't expect somebody to spray paint for whatever reason, because I'm sure there's a lot of very good people in Cloundalkin. It's a very big area, let's be honest. But having racism there in such an ugly form, to spray paint a house, the front of it, the windows, the doors, blacks out, that's prehistoric. That's Dark Ages mentality.
It's the way they're brought up around that area.
What do you mean?
It really is. Well, I mean, they're dragged up. To be honest, it's not surprising. And I don't even know why people were so shocked by it. It's not surprising. What else? Like, honestly, what else do you expect from racist scumbags around that area?
Do you think you're being fair?
Well, like,
Chris.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jamie. Yeah.
Chris, I think she is being very unfair. I've lived in a housing estate for many years, and it's a local authority housing estate, and I've lived on the other side as well of private residential areas. And, that's totally wrong what she's saying there. That is she's trying to say that everybody in Cloundalkin is dragged up. The cheek of her, the absolute cheek of her.
I'm sorry, but you wouldn't see that happen in the likes of Donnybrook or Sandymount or anything, would you?
How do you know that?
It's not because it happened in Cloundalkin.
When was the last time it happened in Cloundalkin? When was the last time it happened here?
A lot of stuff happened in Cloundalkin.
When was the last time a house was spray painted where racists were marked? When was the last time that happened?
But imagine, Jamie, the next
You can't even answer. You can't even answer when the last time that happened, because there was no other time.
It's just the first. It is. There's constant racist abuse in Cloundalkin. The way the people are brought up there is absolutely shameful.
In what sense? In what sense?
With something like that, because I'm from Cloundalkin and I'm not racist.
Look for this family.
Our producer is from Cloundalkin, for crying out loud.
It's cheeky to just brand everyone in Cloundalkin a racist.
So hang on, Emma, what you're saying to me is you're not surprised it happened because Cloundalkin and other working class areas are similar in their behaviour. Is that what you're trying to say to me?
Absolutely, Chris. This stuff...
There's a wide sweeping statement now, if ever I heard one.
No, Chris, no. It always seems to happen in areas like these. These kind of attacks, racial abuse, constantly happens in these...
So are you saying that people in Cloundalkin, surrounding areas, are so intolerant that they will get a can of spray paint and spray blacks out all over someone's house, front of their house, all over the windows and the doors? They're that intolerant.
Absolutely, and what's more...
I'm living in Cloundalkin the last 20 years, and this is the first episode of racism that I have ever come across.
That's That's an outrageous statement. No, it's not. It's just a
That is a very true statement. That's a fact.
It's not. It's the first time that
it's a fact. I live on the road with people that are coloured and black, and there's no problems with anybody.
You're absolutely dragged up from that area. It does
not. Dragged up? I wasn't dragged up. The fucking shit go.
Areas of Dublin. It does not.
I'm sorry. Where are you from? Where are you from? Oh, nothing happens in your area.
Thank my lucky stars, and I'm not from Cloundalkin.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm not from Cloundalkin.
And where are you from? Where are you from that's so better than everywhere else?
A lot better area than you.
You're an asshole, like the cheek of you.
Okay, hold on, guys. 6797 FM104 is our phone. All right, if anybody's in Leyland in Cloundalkin, give us a bell. Or if you know anything about it, there are people. Bernie, you think they made this up? Bernie's on. Sorry, we'll get Bernie on line one in a second. We lost her there. Emma, you're being unreasonable. People are saying there is no need. All right, there were some people are saying they made it up. Then we've other people saying, well, actually, this has been going on for quite some time. Why do you think people are saying that they're making it up?
Why are they saying that? Because they're jealous that this family is going to get moved out to a nicer area, which they should, Chris. They're living in fear of the people in Cloundalkin. And then the people in Cloundalkin are then going to be annoyed and jealous that they got into a nicer home and nicer housing estate. And that's why they're now making...
Do you think people are that small-minded, for crying out loud?
Absolutely. No. From that area of Dublin, absolutely.
Have you such a narrow vision of the world? I mean, I know there are a lot of people like you, sadly. But do you have such a narrow vision of the world that you honestly think that people who will waste their time to spray paint the house outside just to get moved? As I was asking Jamie earlier on, the bottom line is somebody was racist, somebody was running around in hoods, and they shouldn't have done it. And you know something? They should be caught. They should actually catch them.
They should be.
That's what needs to be done. Not moved. Get the people who sprayed the house. That's what you have to do. Because where does it... Jamie, what's next? Where does it stop?
Look, I said this from the time I got on the phone. It's an absolute disgrace what happened up in that house. But for that girl to get on the phone and say that everybody in Cloundalkin she's telling me I was dragged up. She doesn't know me from Adam. Do you know what I mean? And there's good and bad everywhere you go. And to say like everyone in Cloundalkin is scum because of one little thing, she couldn't even name another thing that happened, another racist thing. I've lived here for 20 years and I have never seen anything like it in the 20 years that I've lived here.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll come back to Jamie in a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Actually, give us your thoughts on that. A lot of stuff coming on Facebook. Hundreds of messages coming on Facebook now. 53104 for 20 said, Bernie, you think they made it up?
I do, Chris.
Why?
I am from a council estate.
Right.
We have many blacks in our estate. And I'm sure Cloundalkin, where that people are from, have the same amount of black people in the estate. So why are they only getting targeted? Do they not like where they're living and they want to get moved somewhere else?
Or maybe people don't like the idea of black people living in their estate. A minority, it has to be said.
If that's the case, why is it only this couple that's getting targeted? Why is there not? There is obviously more than one couple black in that estate.
Maybe
so why are they only targeting one couple?
At all, Bernie?
Pardon?
Why should they be targeted at all? They shouldn't be targeted.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I think they're making it up themselves because every estate you go into, there is loads of black people in the estates. So why are this one couple being targeted? Because they don't like where they're living. They want to be moved somewhere else.
So you think that they deliberately got hold of a paint can and sprayed blacks out so the council had moved them?
No problem, yeah.
Do you think
if that's the case, everybody would be doing that? That just doesn't make sense at all.
It does make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's not going to get them a house, and they bloody know that well. Like, it's hard enough to get moved as it is.
There are no houses to give them.
People there.
But the bottom line is, Barney, there's no accommodation.
There is accommodation for black people.
There's accommodation for black people.
Yes, there is.
So hang on. Do the council have housing list blacks only written on it?
And I actually know for a fact where I am living, we have people that were raised in this estate that cannot get housed, and yet there has been 5, 6, 7 houses being allocated to black people.
They're human beings. beings, Bernie.
I know they're human beings.
The way you're making them out is you're making them out.
No, I'm just saying.
You're not just saying, Bernie. You're not just saying.
That are black. It's what I am trying to say.
Okay, hold on a second, folks. We're talking Cloundalkin here. It was obviously an act of racism when somebody paints a slogan "blacks out" in a house, and you're hearing some of the reaction here. 53104 for 20 cent. We'll speak to Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you?
How's it going?
Not bad. Do you think maybe there's a reason the family were run out? Why?
I think everything is racing with you. You pass. You never stop the racing thing for radio show. But the truth of the matter is, and as the woman said, there's been so many houses given out to so many people. But all of a sudden, when the houses be given out, over 10 houses given out, 9 black people got them. Do you think that's fair?
How do you know that?
I just see it when I'm driving into.
How do you know it? How do you know such a thing?
When I'm going into
so out of say,
and I walk around the local houses.
Paul, are you going to lecture or are we going to have a conversation here?
You want to put words?
No, I'm going to. No, you see, I'm going to challenge your nonsense. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge the bull that you've just coming out with. All right, prove to me. You've just said 9 out of 10 houses are given to black people.
Yes, yeah.
How do you know that and prove it to me?
I see it. When I'm
because you see it.
I see the house.
Jesus, is that the best you can do? Because you see it.
I'm telling you what I see, and you won't listen. You know what you won't.
No, I am listening to you, but anybody can ring up and say, Chris, I see 9 black people getting a house. That doesn't mean it's fact. That doesn't mean it's fact.
I see it happening. Is there not the majority of the Irish people?
Here we go. Here we go, yeah. Why don't you have your little KKK flag sitting there as well? Huh?
If a man speaks up, he has...
No, if a man speaks up and comes out with the crap that you're coming out, all I would like is a little facts that bears some resemblance to facts.
Against any person of any different nationality, I'm only saying... Why can't it be just treated fairly like everybody
You said 9 out of 10 people who get houses, the blacks get them, as you put it, to quote your good self.
They're shipping them all in. Maybe not up there in Dublin where you are nice and cosy in your little spot. But we're down here where I'm local in Drogheda, all the houses stay, and houses move out, houses close down, houses open back up, it's a new black family.
Right, okay. Let's have a sensible discussion if we can, and not nonsense, please, and old wives' tales. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. But Emma, you reckon, sorry, you were talking to Bernie then, and Bernie was saying she felt half it was true in the sense that some people did it deliberately. But you were having a go at Bernie. You felt, well, Bernie's just been a racist. So-and-so here.
Absolutely. Bernie, where are you from?
I'm from Rathfarnham.
Rathfarnham, that's surprising.
And I'm not racist whatsoever.
You are absolutely racist. What you just said there.
How am I racist?
Because you said that, all the blacks were getting houses.
No, I did not say that.
What did you say then?
I said there is not only one black family in that Cloundalkin area and they're getting targeted.
You're wondering why only one family was being targeted. That's what you were saying, yeah.
I know for a fact we have black families all around this estate that I am living in. So... in Cloundalkin, there is no way there was only one black family put in there and they're going to get targeted.
Bernie, no matter what colour they are, if they are being treated like...
It doesn't make any difference what colour they are. I'm just saying that I think they don't like the Cloundalkin area and they want to get out of it.
No, it's not that.
How do you know?
Because they're being raped.
How do you know?
By commoners in Cloundalkin.
Oh my God.
For their safety.
Take your shite out of your fucking arse.
They should be moved away from the commoners so they can feel safe. That's exactly what should happen.
Don't think so.
Why shouldn't they?
There's no way they're being targeted out Cloundalkin area on their own. There's no way they were put into an estate on their own. One black family put into a whole estate of...
But you're saying, Bernie, is there's lots of people, different nationalities, black, whatever, doesn't non-Irish, as you put it. So you feel, do you feel it's a bit odd that one family are just being targeted? That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm actually trying to say is this family do not like where they're living, so this is what they're coming across now, so they can get moved out somewhere else.
And so what if they are?
So they're doing that where they're wrong.
They want to live in a better area. I don't think they did it themselves, but so what if they do want to get moved out of an area that they're not happy in? Why should they have to pay to live in an area?
Go and say to the council they're not happy in it, but don't turn around and say that they're getting targeted. Because the problem
it's in black and bloody white. It's in front of you. What was it like? It was a racist attack.
It said blacks out.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a white person putting that all over their house?
Well, blacks out. That's racist.
Did you actually see a white person spraying that all over their house? No, you didn't.
No, they'd hoods on them, so you couldn't see them.
Do it themselves.
See, okay, so you're right. All right, we'll come back to Bernie in a second. Does anybody agree with Bernie? I'd love to know. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Now, there are some people agreeing with Emma slightly. Emma, you were saying you're not surprised at this because you feel that people in working class areas are more intolerant. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, Chris. This would not happen in the right type of areas, but it always...
It could happen in the right type of areas, but they'd keep it quiet. They'd keep it quiet, would they?
Chris, no, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. But what else would you expect from racist scumbags from the likes of these areas?
Listen, I don't know what planet you're on. I've been to, as you put it, some of the right type of areas. They're as racist as anyone else.
No, well,
I've heard the racist remarks. I've heard sexist remarks, racist remarks. You know, the bad behaviour just doesn't stop when you walk across the Liffey.
Well, maybe they're just not as stupid as the people from Cloundalkin who...
Stupid or narrow-minded. I'll come back to you on that one. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
The biggest hit. The FM104 Phone Show. Brought to you by BusyLel.ie. Looking to buy or eager to sell new, used or unwanted items? BusyLel.ie.
Welcome back to you. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. A lot of people are onto us. Convinced... Like Bernie, I don't know if you're saying, are you convinced, Bernie? Because I'm going to do a poll in it in a second, because some people are saying, look, it's an old wives' tale. It's just, you got to knock this dead. It's just bloody silly. One girl, and guys are calling us in now, so Chris, you don't understand, if you're black, you'll get a house. Jesus, there's no houses anyway, Bernie. There's very few houses left for anyone.
No houses. There is the houses there for them, right? They're getting...
But only for black... This is the bit I don't... Only for black people.
But there's no way one family out of Cloundalkin could turn around and say that they're being targeted, because there's not only one black family living in that.
No, I take your point in that. There shouldn't be just...
And that is what is pissing me off, because they're saying they're getting targeted. I don't think they're getting targeted at all.
OK, hold on a second. How many people agree with Bernie? You're from the area, Bernie, are you?
I'm from a Farnham area, and we have a good few blacks in our estate.
OK. All right. We've people calling us from Cloundalkin as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Is she right? We will find out in a second. So, do we have people in hoods, lads in hoods, going up to a house in the dead of night with a spray can saying, blacks out? With a spray can all over the house. Look at our Facebook and make up your own mind. There's some Egypt actually thought it was photoshopped. It wasn't, because Keith went up there himself and took the photograph from his own car. So there you go, Mr. Expert. Peter is on the line as well. Peter, do you honestly think that if this is the case, it doesn't make sense? You walk in, even though the local authority will say there's little or no accommodation anyway. That's why we have an accommodation crisis. Hi, I'm a black family here. I've got 3 kids. Give me a house. Is it that simple?
No, it's not that simple. They shouldn't even be in the country claiming asylum over here, because they have to claim asylum in the first port of call that they get into. And the first place...
But sure, did you read the papers last Friday? I think it was 2,000, 3,000 new citizens that we had that got their passports last Friday?
Yeah, but they shouldn't be claiming asylum in this country anyway, because they should be claiming it in the first port that they call into, and there's no flights from Africa to Dublin.
That's correct. There are no flights from Africa to Dublin. So but there are flights to London, and then they can come through Northern Ireland.
Yeah, but then they have to claim asylum in England, in the UK, not in Ireland.
OK, well, for the ones that are here and have their citizenship, what do you say to them?
They shouldn't have got their citizenship in the first place.
Even though it was granted to them? Nearly 3,000 last week, Peter.
Yeah, it shouldn't be given to them. Asylum seekers shouldn't be allowed into this country from Africa, because there's no direct flights from Africa to Ireland.
OK, Emma, there you go.
He's just so racist, Chris.
Well, Emma, I'm not racist at all. I hang around with Arabs and black people. I have no problem with blacks or anybody.
Forget about the facts for a minute, OK? These are human beings that are clearly fleeing a country where there's problems.
OK.
We should open our arms, and we...
Is there no problems in this country that we can't solve? Is there a reason my girlfriend's sister has to live at home with her 3 kids? and a black person can move out of a house because they can spray paint their house, is it?
Are you convinced, Peter, that somebody would spray paint their own house, blacks out, just to does it help with the sympathy vote, with publicity, embarrass the council?
Yes. Well, blacks are more...
There's nothing wrong I looked at the house. There's nothing wrong with the house.
Exactly. So why
the house is fine.
We know loads of people in Cloundalkin, and they're lovely people.
Yeah, a lot of the people that...
in Cloundalkin all the time, and they're some of the best people in the world.
How do you think our producer feels? He's from Cloundalkin. How do you think he feels?
I'd say, I don't even know how he'd feel.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't have a clue about anything I've heard on this radio station.
He doesn't like that, attitude at all. But, do you honestly feel, hand on heart, okay, these guys are doing it deliberately? Okay, that's what just put that aside for a second. Say if somebody said, all right, we accept what you're saying, that's fair enough. But what if they weren't doing it deliberately and somebody in hoods were coming in the middle of the night and spray painting blacks out? Are you surprised it happened or not?
No. How come they're the only black people in Dublin that this is happening to?
Well, the ones we know. I remember, I tell you what, there was a mate of mine was buying a house in East Wall, right? And inside the house, it had been broken into, and they spray painted that. And you can imagine the vile stuff that was written all over the house. I mean, who would want to stay in a house if that's written all over it? Most humans don't want to do that.
No, most people wouldn't be at that. There's a few people in society that are just stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
But they always seem to be from...
Like Emma there, who hasn't a clue about life or reality.
Well, I'm not from Cloundalkin, though. I'm not from these areas.
You won't tell anyone where you are from because you're just a stuck-up bitch from Fox Rock. If I was working in your house, I guarantee you I wouldn't even be allowed to use your fucking toilet. You wouldn't offer me a cup of tea or anything, would you?
Of course I would, but
No, you wouldn't. I've worked with posh little snobs like you all my life, and you are just arseholes that think you know everything.
Well, I know a lot more than you.
Yeah, okay.
You're calling me the idiot, yet I'm not the one that's from these areas that are racially abusing people.
I'm not from this area. I'm from a very nice area, Dublin.
Who are the people from that area?
Yes, because people from them areas are really nice people.
They're not all lovely people if they're doing this stuff.
No, not all of them are. There's scumbags everywhere. There's scumbags where I live.
Bottom line, guys, bottom line. Peter, do you know what I'd love to do? Here's a competition for everybody. Let's try and find these guys who did it.
The people that live in the house.
You're honestly convinced the people that
they get racially abused so they can get a fucking car. I've seen black...
Oh, come on, you don't get a car because you're racially abused. If that was the case, Jesus, come on now.
Why don't you?
Why would you get a car if you're racially abused? Come on now.
Why wouldn't
do you know what I'd do? I'd love someone to prove it to me.
And feel scared for your life.
You reckon that's how you blag a car out of the system?
No, you don't blag a car. You go down to the social welfare and you blag money out of them and they give you the money for the car.
So social welfare will give you money for... So if I ring up the relieving officer in Cloundalkin or wherever, or loads of them, and I'll tell them, right, have you given money to get a second-hand car to anyone because they were being racially abused?
Is anyone in the government going to tell you the truth, though, really?
No, we'd like an answer to that one.
No, they're not going to answer your question, though.
Because I know people who can't even get help with their ESB bill.
I know.
You know, it doesn't make sense.
My girlfriend's sister has to live at home, and these black people are moving houses because they spray painted their houses. She has to live at home with her 3 kids.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm hearing you, Peter. I am hearing you. 6797 FM104 is our phone number because you know the system the way it's supposed to be, folks. It is. As regards housing, it's a question of need, not the colour of your skin, and it certainly shouldn't be the colour of your skin. But now we're being inundated with people who feel that look, it helps if you're black if you want a new house. Here's another one. Let me see. Okay, welfare. Some of the stories coming in are something else. If you can prove any of these stories, we'd love to have them. Seriously, I promise you, we'll broadcast them if we can prove them. But they have to be. You got to be fair about it. Louise is also on the phone. Louise, you're live on FM104. Hi, Louise.
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm on the housing list 15 years. And
That's a hell of a long time now, Louise, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've still got nowhere, and I know coloured people that's on there like 2 and 3 years, and they've had places. Like in the old apartment I lived, the coloured people are my neighbours there, and like they were in the apartments probably like 18, 24 months, and then they were gone. Going into houses.
How many were they different to you? The circumstances, you know, if you have a lot of kids, it helps.
No, well, I know 3 of them had the same amount of kids as me, and they weren't even under 3 years, and they were receiving rent allowance in the apartments.
Because if that's happening, that's going to drive people mad.
Like, I've done everything. I've went to TDs, I've went to everything, and I even actually said to the council, if I was black, I guarantee I'd have a house. And she said, yeah, well, it would help.
Now,
and that's from the council's own mouth.
Because if this is going on, I mean, you know the way the system is we're always told is supposed to be, look, it doesn't matter who you are, it's irrelevant about your colour, it's your circumstances, how long you've been on the list, etc, etc, etc. 15 years is a hell of a long time to be on the list.
I'll send you in the proof to show you that I'm on the housing list.
No, I believe you, but the thing is, what you're saying to me is that if you happen to be a minority, black or otherwise, that you...
If I was black, I would have had my house 12 years ago.
You reckon, seriously? Because if the council do that...
Because when I lived in the apartments, the amount of people that were coming and going, and like they're all there like for 2.5 years, and then they're gone into houses. Like I've seen about 30 families while I'm still there.
I'd love someone to prove that to me on paper, do you know that? Guarantee it'll be all over TV tomorrow.
And like when I first signed on the council list, I was told you'd be on the list for 5 years at a time.
And that's about it.
Now they switched the point system over now, and they're doing it by numbers. And now for the last 5 years, they're staying on number 26 on the list. And I haven't went up or down the list. So it's staying at 26. And I said, why is that? And she says, oh, well, it goes by your needs.
But you have the same needs as a lot of people I know, Louise, I would imagine.
Like they're paying rent allowance for me. Like the rent allowance they're after paying for me now the last 15 years comes to like 200,000. They could have bought me a house for that.
So that they weren't really thinking long term, were they?
No.
Yeah, they could have bought your house 10 years ago for half the price.
Yeah.
It's not making much sense.
Like they're paying $1,200 a month for my rent allowance. So like it makes no sense.
Okay. Now, Emma, you heard what that lady has to say. Do you believe her?
Oh, well, Chris, I'm just going to tell her $1,200 a month they're paying for you to live there.
Yep.
Why can't you get up?
And I have proof to show that.
Why can't you get up and work yourself?
Because I can't, and that's none of your business.
But you're basically, what you're saying is you're coming and you're blaming the blacks. You're saying...
No, I'm not blaming the blacks. I don't blame the blacks one bit. I blame the council.
You're angry at the fact that they got their houses pretty quick.
No, I blame the council. Of course they're going to take a house if they're given a house. Who wouldn't? That's not their fault that they're off the houses first. God, they're right to take them. Who wouldn't take them?
But how many other Irish got it before you as well? But you're not saying that. You're just mentioning the coloured people.
Because I've been in the apartments and I've seen them all come and go, and the minority in these apartments is blacks. 10% of these apartments are white, the rest are coloured people.
Maybe they need to go into houses for certain reasons, because there's threats around them in the council, blacks.
Sorry?
Maybe they need to be moved quicker because there's threats. Maybe they need to be put into a safe environment.
But no, Louise's point, and in fact, the lady before Louise was saying, you feel that they're playing a race card, Louise. That's what you're saying.
Definitely.
That's outrageous. No, they're not.
Now, if that is true, that be there's a scandal with the council, and the only thing that if that is true, and I have to say there's too many people calling us in. There's something we need it proved. Obviously, if anyone can prove it, phone us, please. Prove it. We'll broadcast it.
Houses, like they're offered the houses. Why wouldn't they take them?
Yeah, but I have to. I got to say there are, if you can prove it, please do. Contact us. We will do everything. But the whole thing about the council, they're meant to be like the justice, blind. Not they don't want to. This colour of your skin is irrelevant. It's your accommodation needs and nothing else. That's the way it should be. Hold on a second, Louise. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We began by talking of the front of a house that was spray painted the slogan "Blacks Out" in Leyland yesterday. Apparently the family's been targeted for quite some time, and some people have been telling us that they intend to move from the area as soon as they can. Bizarrely, some people have suggested online they spray painted the house themselves. Terry, you're from Leyland. Terry, how are you?
Grand.
Okay, what's your story?
Well, I'm from Leyland, and that house in 14 Leyland Avenue has been up for sale nearly a year now, and it's been sold, and since it's been sold, and it hasn't been going on for months or whatever, it's probably the last 3 weeks.
Okay. Do you know who's behind?
In the area, and there's other coloured, black
people in the area.
And they're grand. There's Chinese. There's you name it. They're all, and we all live together happily.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just saying, since it's on property.ie for you all to see there, the house is sold. She was renting it, and she was seeing the for sale sign down herself. Anytime the lads drove away, the for sale sign was taken down out of the garden, and now the house is sold. So she's just waiting to be rehoused, and that's the way she's going about it.
Do you feel that there's some people who would deliberately have a go at these people, or do you feel, look, you're playing the race card here, you're making it up?
Well, I'm not 100% in that, but there's something not right about it, you know?
I think what you're trying to say in the nicest way, you're from Leyland and you think it's a bit suspicious that there's other black families, other minorities live in the area, they get on fine, not a problem in the world, because as the granny always said to me, nothing is as it seems.
No,
you know what I mean?
Always tells. I know for a fact there's other couples from all over living in Ireland and they're happy. I know for a fact.
Yeah, but there you go. Hold on a second. We're going to do a poll on this. How many people believe, is it deliberate, is it not deliberate, or do you feel that there are people, tiny minority of people that racist in Cloundalkin? Let us know. 6797 FM104. Better still, just give it. We'll do a poll on this. 53104 for 20 cent. Is it genuine racism or not? Give us a yes or no. Do you think it's genuine or not? I'm intrigued by that, because a lot of people, you heard some of the comments, make up your own mind. 53104 for 20 cent. Emma, you think that they are racist, but you're not surprised because of the people who are calling in?
No, absolutely not. Like, example, the last caller that was just on a second ago, how you could understand what he was saying, I'll never know. But anyway, no, it doesn't surprise me.
Perfectly, actually.
It doesn't surprise me that it's happening there. I know for a fact, Chris, it would not be seen in the wealthier areas. It's happening because it's a lower class area, it's a working class area, and
the neck of that one.
What?
The neck of her.
Why?
He's commenting on what you're saying. Are you seriously trying to say to me, this is the bit, because, as I said, I've heard, ask anybody who works in some of the, as you would put it, the correct areas. You meet some of the most racist, two-faced, dreadful individuals there also. Just because you move from one area to another, every area has its problems. It's possibly highlighted more in working class areas. You're absolutely right. In some of the well-to-do areas, it's hushed up. By the way, here's a news flash for you, Emma. Do you know they beat up their wives in Foxrock as well?
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you ever notice that? In Ball's Bridge, they beat the crap out of their wives as well.
Well, that's all behind closed doors. They're a bit.
So that's okay then. Hush it up.
I'm not saying it's.
So the difference between the areas that you think are obviously like the royal bloody family at this stage is that perhaps they're a little more straight up in some of those. The reasons we hear about this is because people, yes, they have the internet, yes, they have Facebook, and they will send us these things in. But are you saying to me it wouldn't happen in your area?
I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm just saying the people from Cloundalkin are stupid because they display it for everyone to see, whereas the people in these areas, although it does happen, it happens a lot less, and I mean a lot less than it does in the likes of these working class areas. They do it behind closed doors. But
do you know what we must find out? We must go, say, to Blackrock or Monkstown and ask, if we're really, really genuine about this and not politically correct, many black people are living there. Maybe the figure would freak us out a bit. And maybe I'm stepping on toes here that people would get really uncomfortable if I ask a question like that. Would you feel uncomfortable if I ask a question like that, Emma? Oh my God, the truth might come out and that would really upset the apple cart, wouldn't it now?
Absolutely. No.
Imagine Chris Barry asking you a question and trying to get an honest answer. I think it's a fair question.
Of course you get.
I think it's a very fair question. If you're saying, oh my God, people like Terry and Louise and all these people calling us in from Cloundalkin, it's their own fault. What you expect? Those working class people from Cloundalkin, they're all the same, Chris. You should expect no less.
They are.
But then you keep it under the carpet where you live.
No, and what?
Proper little madam now, aren't we?
Absolutely. I'm sure there's loads of foreign people living in the likes of Foxrock, but they are not being racially abused by absolute scumbags. That's the difference, Chris. They are being allowed to live a happy life, unlike this poor family that have been left scared for their life in Cloundalkin.
Yeah, but the thing is, who are you blaming on doing this? It's a tiny amount of people. Tiny amount of people are doing this.
No, it's not, and I'm sure it's not the last time that it's going to happen. Okay,
I'll come back to Terry in a second, who lives, by the way, in Cloundalkin. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Something very important to do before we leave you. Getting Chris Barry a football team. I'll tell you more about that in a second.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
Welcome back to you. That is the number. It is FM104's Phone Show Live. I'm going to give you an update on a couple of things that have been happening since we've been on air. The Danny Ward debate we had. A lot of you were looking at that video. The video we gave you on our the FM104 Phone Show Facebook it's not 10 seconds, it's about 3.5 minutes. So you'll get a full picture of what happened, because a lot of you were actually delighted that you were able to get the full picture of what really went on. And to be fair, we had the guy who took the video talking to us. Some of the people who were in the Garda station, and a lot of people were very unhappy what happened yesterday. I'll give you the update on that in a few minutes. Just bear with us if you can. I want to go back to Sarah there. Sarah, do you think, listening to some of the stories coming into us, I think we've just woken up Cloundalkin, to be honest with you, because we're just getting jammed with calls from Cloundalkin tonight. I just can't see the logic in this. Why would anyone, seriously, come in the dead of night with, balaclavas on their faces, from what we've been told, and spray blacks out?
It doesn't make sense, but it does happen. I know a girl who had to move out of Cloundalkin herself. I'm from Cloundalkin.
Right.
It's a grey area, and the majority of people wouldn't do this kind of stuff. It's this tiny, tiny majority. Now, don't get me wrong, like this, I work in a luxury clothing brand store, and I deal with people who spend thousands and thousands just for like casual clothing. And the comments that come out of them themselves are awful about people of different races.
And they are. I've heard them myself.
Exactly. Yeah. It comes from every place. I'm from Cloundalkin, and I'm not some little scrow who was dragged up like that girl Emma is trying to make out we all are. It's a little tiny minority. It doesn't make sense. She hasn't got a brain cell in her head.
Okay, now you're saying it's not making much sense to you. I'm just trying to see the logic. Okay, there we have someone gets a spray can in the middle of the night. It's blacks out. And everyone keeps saying to us, Asher, the reason they're doing it is because they want a new house somewhere else.
Now, you have to keep in mind as well that in that area, Cloundalkin, I've been to that area, I've lots of friends that are from there. There are a lot of travellers as well, and not to stereotype, but they do have their own kind of expectations. You know yourself that they don't like other cultures coming in. They like the norm, that kind of way.
Yeah, there's a mix of different cultures everywhere, and sometimes they clash.
Exactly. So there are so many different cultures. Like, I know Polish people, Romanians, black people, from every walk of life that live in Bonoak. Then you get the travellers as well. So all these cultures coming in together. You know that way?
Because
so all clashing together.
If you ask people from the council, they'll turn around and say to you, well, look, there's people on the housing list for years, and it shouldn't depend on. It should depend on your accommodation needs and your circumstances, not on the colour of your skin.
It should, definitely. But you have to think as well, there's families with small kids coming in from war-torn countries where there is rape and abuse and torture, and people think because they've been on rent allowance, they should be put ahead of these people. Like, I know maybe we should put our own needs before other countries, but you have to have a bit of compassion at the same time.
Okay, but nobody likes to be on the the list for 15 years. Somebody's there for 1 year and they skip. That doesn't. I agree. The system isn't fair if that happens, and that's.
No, I agree completely.
It only creates racism.
Exactly, but you have to think as well, who are the people that are making these systems? They aren't the people who are living in these areas. They're the people who live in the likes of where that girl Emma is living, that are making these systems, and they don't give a shit about people who live in these areas.
Okay, hang on a sec, Sarah. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Dilip, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Not bad. Your parents are from India?
Yeah, they are indeed, yes.
Okay, what's your story?
My parents moved here about 30 years ago, and I was born and reared here. My point is that I live in a relatively good area, and over the years now our house got attacked a few times, but my point is, no matter where you live, like it'll always happen. You always get that small minority of
But
people.
attacked for why and what reason?
I don't know. I'll give you an example. About 4 weeks ago, my dad got a brick through the window
of the house, of the car.
Of the car. Like, but before that, like, it's been a couple of years. Like, but you'll always find a small, like, group of teenagers, something like
and
that.
It's tiny, and it's the group mentality kicks in. One starts it and they all join in. They don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, like that's my point is, I live in an okay area, and it'll happen anywhere, no matter where you live. It doesn't make a difference if it's Cloundalkin or if it's Fox Rock, or it doesn't make a difference. It's always that small minority of people that will like attack you. That's it. That's my point to that lady I was trying to make.
And how do your parents react? What did they say to you when they said, I don't know, when you were younger, saying, "Ma, why is somebody, putting a brick through our window or giving us grief?"
Well, it used to, like, years and years ago, it used to be very, very bad. Like, if you get, like, abused on the street or attacked on the street. But over the years, I kind of got used to it, and now, like, a couple of years went by, and I don't know, it's calmed down a lot now. Like, it's very, very rare now when you get, like, racist abuse or racist attack.
Or do you think they just pick on some other minority?
Yeah,
you're not the flavour of the month anymore, let's pick on somebody else.
Like, I'm going to give you an example. On my road, like, I'm the only different race on my road, like, and this is our house that gets attacked at the attack, like, so.
And is it just kids messing?
I mean, just kids.
Out of stupidity and nothing else?
Yeah, drunken kids, like, nothing better to do, just for attention or whatever.
And are you convinced that there are people convincing themselves? I think it's hilarious, where they say you can get a car and a 5-bedroom house out of the council. Fair play to you if you can do that.
Yeah.
Did you have any of that luck?
No. My parents work. They worked since they got here, and we haven't like went on social welfare or anything like that. And my dad owns his own business, so yeah.
But to be fair, and I'm not being stereotypical here, but that is the culture. That is the culture from where your mum and dad come from. And they are usually very well educated as well.
Yeah,
that's just part of it.
Typical, you're taking our jobs and you get this and that and this and that. They don't. Bullshit. Because I know other people that came here from different countries and they're struggling. They're struggling just like a normal Irish person would be struggling.
Okay, hang on a sec. Great name, by the way. Helen is also there. Hello, Helen. How are you?
How are you?
Not bad, Helen. Not bad at all. Now, you're from Finglas and you understand what's going on in Cloundalkin-ish.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, there a while ago, not too long ago, there was a big write-up about our estate in the paper.
Yeah.
There was a black girl and I think there's a few kids. And not a bother, they moved in there, no one gave them any hassle. Kids played out on the road all the time. Mm-hmm. She was told that the house was going up for sale.
Right.
And next of all, she spoke to the hurdles or whoever. The hurdle had a big write-up in the paper that she was getting attacked. Our kids were prisoners in their own home. They couldn't go out and play, which was a lie because the kids, my grandchild, be walking the road with my daughter, and next of all he'd be playing football with the kids. There was other people out on the road that mind our grandchildren, and the grandchildren be out playing football because it's kind of like a cul-de-sac, and they'd be playing, and the kids would be joining in with them, having a great time. They'd be out from early in the morning till kind of in the day, late in the evening. Never a bother until she was told that the house was getting sold. So she was looking for a place off the council. So,
do you feel by going to the newspaper that it hurried things up a bit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she was getting. She had cars, bits and pieces of cars. The car ended up. She used to have it in the garden. All of a sudden, then she had it parked outside with loads of bags in it. We were told that she was seeing not her, but another black person punching her tyres. She had in the paper that her car was getting wrecked and all vandalised and everything. That the car, she didn't actually have it in the estate. She had it outside because it's kind of like a little gap, and she had it outside. Now,
did she have any enemies there? No. Be straight with me. Be straight with me.
No, I swear to God, she was the type. No bother went in and out. Like there was no way there was any hassle. She didn't really come out so much. The kids were out playing. Not bad kids or anything.
Kids are just kids. Kids
they
just
used
play.
to play up on the bikes and play, and everybody, even the adults that used to come out with their grandchildren in the daytime, played with them, passing the football and all to them. No such thing whatsoever. And she was told the house was getting sold.
Okay, hang on a second. Dilip, you've heard that lady. Do you believe her?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Tell us why you don't believe her.
Just a bunch of Chinese whispers. He's just singling out the poor lady. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, nobody knew that I got a brick through my window. Nobody knew any of the stuff that happened to me in my road, in my house. Nobody knew about that.
But I understand where he's coming from. That happened to him. I'm not saying that didn't happen to him. But what I'm saying to you is, she was there a good while in the estate. Not a bother. The kids were out playing.
But she could be listening now and said, well, Jesus, you're making all this up too.
No, sure, it was in the Herald. It was in the front page of the Herald. And then the Herald
the bit that you're making up is that she made it up.
She did make it up.
How do you know?
Because I live on the road, and the kids. Do you know what? We were.
That's like me saying to Dilip, that brick didn't go through your window.
No, I understand where I believe him that the brick went through the window, because I know there is people out there that will target people and do things like that.
But my neighbours never knew about that. My neighbours never knew what happened to my house, all the incidents that ever happened.
So the window broke, and your neighbours didn't know the window got broke?
No, the next morning it happened, and then fixed it up. Nobody really noticed it. It's just a car window, you know.
They're not very neighbourly.
I didn't make a big deal out of it either.
Well, I'm sorry, Philip, they're not very neighbourly. They don't know that you're having trouble and they live next door to you. Because if I had...
Well, maybe he wanted to keep his difficulties to himself.
No, but sure, it's got
lots of people do that.
I know, come on, Chris. If I was living next door to somebody, if I heard a bang or seen the window broke, I'd go in and ask them, are they all right or what's happening?
Well, I didn't even hear it. How come my neighbours hear it if I didn't even hear it? Or my family didn't even hear it.
And how did you not hear the brick going through your window, Philip?
It's car window.
Oh, sorry, your car window, sorry.
Car window, yeah. And there was other times, you know, people doing knick-knacks in the house, and I open the door, my pillars are pulled out, pushed down to the ground.
Well, then you are getting targeted. I believe it, that happened. But what I'm saying to you is, we had to go back to the Herald to ask them, did they check it out, what was what?
And what did the Herald say to you, Helen?
Well, they took it down off their website and all straight away when the people rang up out of the estate, because the estate is not like that.
So it was giving a wrong impression of the estate, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, it gave a big wrong impression. And even on the outskirts, we Polish people now living around here now, there's never anything, there's nothing. Even that girl that lived on the end of my road, no one ever bothered to say hello to her. Our neighbours were nice to her and all. Honest to God, Chris, it wasn't like what she put in that paper, and it was only because she needed a place to live.
Okay, well, be careful.
Yeah. It could be somebody from around the corner. It could be someone from other places. Oh, that's where I feel. My road is a great road. I know everybody on my road, and we're all very friendly. And it could be people passing by, or you never know, you know.
Fair play to you. Listen, appreciate your call. Thank you to Helen. We've got to check some of those things out. Just bear with us. A lot of you are sending us some of the newspaper cuts as well. Appreciate that. Take a quick break. Back in a moment. Tell you what, if you can help us out with any of the stories, because we're getting all sides tonight, let me tell you. And thank you to Dilip as well, who... Indian parents, they've been here for 22 years, and it was great to get his insight into the whole thing as well. All right, does anybody know what Helen was talking about? Go to our Facebook, the FM104 Phone Show with Chris Parry. Send us a private message if you can. Any other stories that you want us to run, and believe me, there's been quite a lot. Keith, you have been inundated with that video that we put up on our Facebook.
Yeah,
this exclusive video as well, by the way.
This is the video that was put up by self-confessed paedophile hunters.
Hunters, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to the guy who put it up, Shaq, as he wanted to be called. He was on a little bit earlier on, basically telling us why he recorded, why he felt the need to do so. And this was, of course, then recording Danny Ward in Garda Station in Dunleary, I think it was. And they filmed him, questioned him, and he was attacked. Which some people, now I should stress some, we had a lot of people who wanted to do some bad things to him. We had some people who just thought it was a bit much, that even to stoop to that level. He is a human being after all, but, you know, A lot of people had some choice words for him, put it that way.
If you don't believe us, go and have a look at our Facebook.
Yeah, pop onto the FM104 Phone Show with Chris Barry. A lot of people going onto the FM104 main page looking for us.
It's the Phone Show.
They wouldn't let us put that stuff up.
No.
There's a reason why we have our own Facebook page, lads. Trust me. The FM104 Phone Show with Chris Barry is what you want.
Yeah,
that's where all
because the boss will go, jeez, you're not putting that up, lads.
No, that's where all the dodgy videos, the smutty ones and the dangerous ones and the violent ones, they go up on the Phone Show page, trust me.
So look for FM104 Phone Show with Chris Barry. Tap that in, you'll find us. Yep, that easy. Now we have a duty to perform, have we not? This has to be done.
We do.
It could take a week.
It could take a while. I guarantee you, I'm going to buy Chris the jersey of the team that's picked. So, a while ago now, we asked Chris. Chris he's no real interest in football, but he's getting into it now because it's rubbing off on him from me. Because obviously I'm football mad. But I realised Chris doesn't have a football team. You don't have one. So I just thought, you know what? We should assign Chris a football team, and he holds his hands up, he will go along with this. You might even visit, you might even go see a match. That's why Chris wants it to be like a Spanish team.
Do you know something? Yeah, hey, come on, give me a Spanish team, lads, please.
Or Shamrock Rovers, we're sending them up to Tala. thrown to the Lions.
Oh God.
No.
Hey, my support is good no matter where it comes from.
Yeah, so 53104 for 20 cent. I want to know, what teams should Chris support and why? More importantly, why?
We tried to give away a goodie bag at 9 o'clock and we couldn't. So if you can get it now, and if you pick the right team, 53104 for 20 cent.
And why?
And what? Give us the why is very important.
People were saying Chelsea because you're spoiled. That's what someone said. Yeah.
It's midnight. We're working at midnight and I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
Do you know there's no mini bar here?
No, there isn't. Well, they had to take it out when Chris arrived.
Swines.
Yeah.
Where is it? Is it gone?
Could be. What about Man City? Do you know?
Did they have a mini bar?
No. On Man City, they're on a lot of money.
That's true. But I'm barred from Liverpool, am I? Barred.
Yeah, you can't. No. You cannot. No, that would do my head in. If you came up to me and initiated a conversation about Liverpool playing football,
you'd go mad.
Don't insult me. We've enough plastic fans as it is for some reason, so don't insult me.
Okay, text us 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Have you any idea? We'd love to know. Which one should we follow? I tell you what we'll do. If you manage to convince us, give us the team that we want, and that we agree to, we'll give you the goodie bag. 53104 for 20 cent. Follow your local team. Follow St. Pat's in Chicor. They should be promoting the Irish League. This from Dylan in the Liberties. I told you we'd get that text, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Is that your old mate Dylan? Is it?
Is that, did me and Dylan come to blows what's it called now? Electricity League.
Dylan and Ross, I think, were having a row with Dylan and Ross.
Is there even a local team near you? I don't want to give away where you're from. Is there a local team even near you?
There is, but we can't mention it.
It's probably a cricket team.
It's a rugby team. It's a rugby team. Rugger Burgers.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, not really. You weren't really worried.
They do football out there. Have they heard of football?
They're horrified when I sit there in the back garden with me Dutch go. Horrified they are. Horrified.
The neighbour that
Man United, pure talent. That's from Mary in Artane.
Pure muck.
Give us another one. 53104 for 20 cent. Give us a team that I should follow.
Someone said earlier, Leicester.
We need to know the why though.
Why? Someone said earlier Leicester City. Because their mascot's a fox. I reckon your cues was a fox, put it that way.
Q was a how? Yeah. Is that what you're trying to say?
What was the one earlier? Oh yeah. And this would suit you down to the ground, but you'd only get away with it once. Glasgow Rangers.
Actually, I'd enjoy that just for the one-off.
Chris would enjoy walking down.
Could do the show live from there.
Yeah, walking down O'Connell Street.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of Celtic jerseys on O'Connell Street, but Chris would have no interest in the thing behind. You'd enjoy winding people up for the day, walking around in the Glasgow Rangers.
The Union Jack everywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
That'd do well, wouldn't it?
Oh, how about Bari in Italy? Now that would suit you, wouldn't it?
Not bad. You see, now you're doing business, folks. 53104 for 20 cent. What? I can't even mention. Some Liverpool supporter actually said something. I can't even read that. You get upset if I do that. Is that you texting yourself there, is it?
Hang on. Whereas, actually, we never played my ringtone. There's a lot of those people ask for it. We might play it tomorrow. Well, I can't. You need to ring me. Actually, hang on. I'll take it off.
Tell you what.
Hang on,
Fiona. Could you ring him?
Okay.
See, we have a switchboard outside. We can do that as well.
The technology on this show.
No idea.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Keep rolling in with the text, folks.
Jonesy's doing. She's probably busy searching. Here we go. Now what's that? Here we go. I cut it just as
you have to cut that
as was getting to the N word there. Now what's that song? We'll carry it over to tomorrow. It's a very famous, very well known song.
Arsenal, load of stuff for Arsenal coming, and Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Chris is a hot-blooded bull. Who's that? Is that one of your mates? Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Is Angela an ex girlfriend of yours?
I doubt it somehow.
Never know.
Never know. Although, did I ever tell you one of the funniest conversations I had with the boss here many, many years ago? Yeah. Somebody rang him up and said, by the way, my name is Mary so-and-so. I made up the name. Yeah. And Chris Barry is responsible for making me pregnant and I want to sue 104. He put down the phone laughing. Stitches.
I'd believe it. I would believe it. Brilliant. Pete's comments about Everton earlier were disgraceful.
Oh,
it was disgraceful. I said
I agree. Whoever is that texter, 67657, totally agree with you. Actually, it was a disgrace.
Nothing disgraceful about it. I just said that the stadium which it was in, Goodison Park,
it was a kip.
It's dilapidated. It is. Do you know what we had? My mate, I won't go into it too much. My mate, we got the tickets cheap. We're in the Everton away end. We're playing Liverpool, and we got an obstructed view, a massive big feckin' pole in front of our face. Now, as far as I know, it's the only stadium in the Premier League that still has that. It's like something from the 50s. So, feck off. Listen, they're bitter, very bitter people.
Bitter and twisted.
A lot of Arsenal fans texting in. I didn't realise Arsenal was even that big of a... Why would someone in Ireland support Arsenal? There's no link. What's the point? Noel Quinn, David O'Leary, possibly. No one cares. Yeovil United. Where are they? They're in England.
Yeovil United?
Yeah.
Is that Bray? Barry and Bray is saying that. Barry, we've no idea. Hang us, Dylan. How are you, Dylan? Is on line one? No.
Dylan.
No, try and get it back if you can, Fiona.
I'd say Dylan just bottled it because he's going to have a go at me, was he?
I don't know.
Supporting your local team.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Here we're not doing this again, are we?
I cannot mention it.
This is the whinge. It's not Shamrock Rovers again. We keep getting that.
No, is he a Pat? No, he's a Pats fan, is he?
Yes,
in Inchicore.
Yeah, I think he is.
I've gone there a few times.
Leeds United from Kieran in Cloundalkin. Let me see. Arsenal. Okay, you're getting awful grief about Everton, by the way. Awful grief.
Rayo Vallecano is a La Liga team. It's in Spain, Chris, as they represent what the show stands for. Social injustice. Do we stand for social injustice?
No idea.
We've stood for a lot of things.
We've stood for lots and lots of things. Let me see. Real Madrid sounds good.
Yeah, that would be...
that would be very
so
me.
You. Just
Barcelona. Come on, what about Barcelona? You know I love Barcelona.
Yeah. I know, but you can't...
Some of the riots... Sorry, some of the... after-match activities are great fun. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've actually seen the police fire in the air as well.
Oh, they don't take any messing.
No. Because
remember we posted a video. Was it the Italian police? No, Portuguese police.
Yeah.
Do you remember beating a football fan?
Yeah, but they didn't realise it was actually live on TV.
Yeah, it was that's right. Yeah.
And we
it's like their equivalent of Sky News. Please wish Theresa McCabe and Team Ireland Special Olympics, who are heading to LA in the morning to represent Ireland in 2015 Special Olympics. Best of luck. At the Special Olympic, we always do well in that.
Exceptionally well, as we did last time round as well. So best of luck to everybody involved in that. Let me see. Colin, I can't say anything.
Can you read this?
I can't see it. Sorry.
Only pole in Goodison Park was yourself. Wayne from Ballyfermot.
Wayne, well done. I don't know who we'll pick. Sorry, I'm just looking at a lot of the texts coming in. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Talk to Fiona because she's one of those Man U fans.
She is. Yeah, it's quite sick.
How do you talk to her?
We don't. We communicate through sign language.
Text.
No, seriously, just...
They actually text each other. They don't talk.
No. Well, No, it's just one of those things. You don't want to be. It's fine. You can put up with Man United fans, like as you're working with, but when you're working that closely with someone, it's unbearable. It really is.
Are they smug sometimes? Bit smug,
arrogant.
Oh, even arrogant.
Yeah. Just just like they're always going on about what they've won and this and that, and it's. Fair enough. They've had a good run of late, but I tell you what, last year when they were doing crap, I merely just said, bit of humble pie there, lads, take your medicine. And they went mad. I was thinking, hang on, Liverpool fans have put up with this for years. You've had one crap season as a United fan, and you want to see, Chris, jumping ship they were. Oh. Glory hunters.
I do remember that, actually. I do remember
Glory
that.
hunters, jumping ship.
Hang on a second. Can I take one more? Angela. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Hi.
Not bad. Okay. You're moving, warm climate. I like this. I'm enjoying this so far. Where are you going to send me?
Madrid. Yeah, I have visions of you in a matador suit with a red rag in one hand and a pina colada in the other.
That's.
Oh God, that sounds kinky.
Yeah.
I'm not fussy. If I have Dutch gold, I don't care about anything else.
Angela, you're not an ex of Chris, are you?
No.
No, well, because a couple of women.
They're all lying. They're all lying.
Can't be all lying.
I think I just need to go on a holiday.
Yeah, I like the idea of Real Madrid. That's good. Or Barcelona, one or the other. I'm not too fussy.
I was going to go for either Mallorca or Barcelona. Then I said no, Madrid for some reason. Yeah.
No, we'll do BCN, as they're known as locally over there.
What are
BCN?
What's that mean?
Yeah.
It's BCN.
BCN is short for Barcelona.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Madrid. I was thinking what?
No.
That's in your suitcase.
Do you know,
she's just trying to get a free gig. That's it. She just wants to go over the plane with me. And the minute we arrive, she goes, "Good luck now. See you on the return. Bye." She's gone.
Do you like football?
Angela, I could show you some very, very strange places in Spain.
Like where?
Oh, I can't say. We could never say on air, but you'd enjoy yourself. Let's put it like that.
Are these places underground?
Some of them are, yeah. Why? Are you complaining? Some of the places you've been to. And of course, Keith didn't know he was going into them. Honestly, we just had a few jars and we opened the door. My God, we had to run out. Did you ever have one of those moments?
No, it's better than the Leeds, Chelsea, all that English stuff, isn't it? A bit of foreign.
Well, I was in Madrid as well.
Dover Athletic, because there's a player called Christopher Barry there.
Oh,
it's a good
that's
start.
A good one. And you could get his name in the back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wonder, is there a team called Chris? And the reason I say that is because there is a team called Keith.
That I found odd. That I found really
in Scotland,
odd.
Yeah, what you're thinking now.
Lower divisions now, but yeah, I might get one. But the jersey's about 60 quid, and I just thought it was a bit of an expensive joke to make, because, we'll wear us off after a day. Yeah, we get it. Keep your name in the jersey. Okay, we get it. How much to spend on that? 60 quid.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you're an arsehole.
It's too much. Here's another one.
Fenerbahce
in Turkey. Yeah. Let me see. Tell Keith to shut up about Liverpool. Never shuts up about their history. That's from Emma in Lucan.
I'm not even going to address this. I'm not going to even address that text.
Really?
Move on. Yeah. They can't. They're obsessed. 90% of Man United supporters on Facebook put up statuses about Liverpool. They don't even put up statuses about their own team. They're obsessed. Going, oh, I can't believe they bought that player. So worry about your own team, mate. You don't see me. You don't see me having a go or on the radio talking about it.
So what we'll do is, there's so many coming in. We're going to have to go through them overnight.
I know how to settle this. Right, tomorrow, John, get it off your chest. What I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to take some of the better ones coming in, some of the more interesting ones coming in.
Really unusual.
I like Fenerbahce in Turkey.
Yeah,
I think you'd enjoy Turkey, Chris. And what I'll do is I'll take about 5 of them, put it in a little bowl, and I'll get you to pick one out. But we're not going to put in Real Madrid. That is just cheating. That's
not cheating.
You've just gone for the best team in the world. It's not.
No, Angela, that'd be great for me, wouldn't it? Real Madrid.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Angela's on my team there.
Oh yeah, Crystal Palace. It's in the name. It's close. You're going to get to Chris
or Crystal.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. Going to take a break. Back in a sec.
Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM 104.
Welcome back. It is FM 104's Phone Show, 18 minutes after midnight. It's Tuesday, the 21st of July. By the way, remember we were talking about Cloundalkin there, and there was Keith. Yesterday, you actually... He just wanted to verify the story. He went up and took a picture of it himself. So the picture you're looking at, they're his pictures. Nobody else, his pictures.
Isn't it very strange? Because I've seen those pictures on a couple of Facebook pages.
Yeah.
And it's my card that I took it from. Very strange.
People robbing your pictures. Robbing your pictures.
I'm not surprised.
I think it was actually quite funny because actually it wasn't a listener, it was actually Keith's picture. Yeah. There you go.
That's easy. The initial picture got sent in.
What's the name again? Dumb and Dumber. But there you go.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Who's who? Yeah. Who's who? That's the question.
Which is which? Oh dear God. Anyway, it's not Christmas. They won't put them. No, I won't even go there. However, lads, other weird teams are now coming in.
Yeah.
Some very strange teams are coming in that they want Chris Barry to support. By the way, is there somebody with a speed dial? They just keep saying Chelsea keeps coming in
non-stop. Actually, you'd like this one. LA Galaxy.
Too far.
So you can follow Steven Gerrard. I actually might get an LA Galaxy jersey. I'll be one of my mates thinking I'm a bit of an asshole.
Did you see his interview?
I saw one of them,
I actually had a look at the interview. This American girl speaking, she'd no idea what he was saying.
No.
You know the way someone's just looking at her and she was like American, she's going, and I was looking at her little face and you could look at her going, oh Jesus, I have no idea what he's saying.
You see, they can understand the proper English, the Queen's English, what the Americans understand.
Like what we do.
Yeah, but like a Scouser.
A Scouser.
They're not going to forget about it.
No. It's like the people in Cork. If you go to the wrong end of Cork, I can't understand what they say.
I wouldn't even mention Cork.
But you're not allowed to mention Cork, yeah. Oh, Cork is lovely. Not much. But anyway, papers before we go.
Before we have to go, more like it. Front page of the Irish Sun. There's a picture of Miley in class in a bikini. That's it's very distracting when you're trying to read out headlines, but it's something about she's broken up with the hubby, so some men might be delighted there. But the headline on the front page of the Irish Sun says sex torsion, 125,000 love cheat Irish face blackmail. Now, it's a bit of a mouthful, but basically what this is
because I don't have an easier headline.
I know, yeah. Especially when you're trying to read it out, not be considerate towards me. More than 125,000 Irish love cheats could be hacked. Basically, so this is a website.
And they have your details.
Yeah, this is a website that people have signed up to. It's one. I think is it Ashley Madison? Is that the one?
That's it.
It's the biggest website in the world for allowing couples to cheat. So a man to go off and cheat on his wife, or vice versa. All the details have been hacked, so they could be released at any time.
Blackmail.
They could be released at any time. Your details and about your liaisons, your private messages to whoever you're cheating with could just end up on social media. It could be all over Facebook tomorrow.
What do I keep saying to you? Don't put your picture anywhere.
No.
Just in case.
Or your phone number or anything identifiable.
Anything, because you get all the... Oh, by the way, I forgot. You know I won the lottery again in some godforsaken country over the weekend.
Nigerian lottery again?
No. I won that 4 times. But they keep saying, please give us your bank account details. I forgot.
Would you not give it at some stage?
No. Sure, there's about 20 million I just don't want.
I'm telling you, someday you're going to turn down an actual real lottery thing. I'm telling you.
And I won the Texas one as well.
Oh, the sweepstakes.
Yeah, the sweepstakes.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah, that's
and of course, we're very big in Canada as well.
Yeah, we're massive in Canada. Massive in Canada.
Front page of the Irish Daily Mirror. Demi's agony for pool death family. This is Demi Moore, who someone actually died in her swimming pool. She wasn't there at the time.
Nope.
It was her assistant was having a party, but she's said to be devastated, and the likes, which I'm sure she is. Pedo beaten at Garda Station. This, of course, is Danny Ward, who we were talking about for the first hour of the show tonight. A lot of people agreed with the actions of the people who filmed him and followed him into the Garda station and bet him up. Some people thought regardless of what he's done, it's something that they shouldn't do. He's still a human being after all. That's their words, not mine. It's back. This thing is back. It just will not go away. Irish Daily Mail, call to cull vicious seagulls.
Ah, please.
I swear to God, another Fianna Fáil.
Is that a headline?
Yeah.
As in their front page?
Well, I mean, look, the headline's Miley in class, but look, whatever. Another Fianna Fáil senator has joined the war on culling seagulls, calling them vile animals.
They're not animals, they're birds.
Birds are animals, aren't they?
No.
No? Thought they counted, I don't know. But, like, I mean...
Maybe they are, maybe. I'm sure we'll be corrected on that anyway. It does seem a bit OTT.
They are big old things, don't they?
Flying, like pigeons. Pigeons are flying rats.
Yeah, amount of disease
vermin.
They have.
That's what they call vermin.
And
you know the seagulls attack you.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they do attack.
Especially around here, because we're quite close to the docks and the river and stuff. And there's always a few menacing little feckers flying around, and then the birds as well, of course.
And you know they dive bomb you.
Dive bomb?
Yeah, and then it appears in your face.
You're making them out to be evil geniuses here. I just think they're
I've seen them do it. I was the recipient of it one time. That wasn't very pleasant. Anyway, that is us. We have to go. 24 minutes after midnight. 53104 for 20 cents. We're still looking at the... What was it?
What's this?
Donna, don't get that. Football sucks. All right. Somebody doesn't like football there.
O'Higgins football team in Chile. There's a team called O'Higgins.
There is.
Has an Irish background, obviously. It's fairly random.
O'Higgins is very big over there.
What do you mean, the name?
In Chile, yes.
Why?
Yes.
Was there a guy? There was a guy. I know. Obviously, there was a guy who went over called O'Higgins and had it off with a lot of Chilean girls. Is this?
No, there's a main streets named after him. He's very famous over there. Irish.
I might look into that.
There are Irish people really very famous in Santiago, in Chile. But there you go. Listen, we got to run. We're back with you later tonight with a football team for Chris as well.
Chris Perry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. Miss him. Miss out. FM104.
We actually did get some calls about this today. It's either funny, it's outrageous, or it's another Irish taboo, folks. You're going to like this. There was outrage at a Primark store in the UK today after a transgender woman was told to change in the male changing room after she pointed out that she was in fact now a woman, despite being born a man. She apparently ignored this, and she was actually ignored. She eventually stormed out of the store and left. We put this up on our Facebook along with a picture of Joni Bendall, and some people commenting think that Primark in the UK were dead right, despite all the LGBT things we see on our TV screens and newspapers. There are still some people think if someone is born a man, they will always be a man regardless of any operation. There are also some people who couldn't feel comfortable sharing a changing room with someone who was transgender. One person said, "We all know somebody who is gay, but not all of us have met somebody who's transgender. How the hell am I supposed to believe it's normal? Never mind to share a locker room with someone like that." That's one of the quotes. Now, what do you say to this? Can you blame some people for refusing to accept someone who was born a man but is now a woman? Would you be one of those people commenting who generally wouldn't feel comfortable sharing a changing room with someone who is transgender? What about someone who claims not to have a problem with somebody who's gay but honestly cannot understand somebody who's transgender? Should they be labelled a bigot? 6797 FM104 is our phone number. If that was you in Penny's is Primark, isn't it? Well, whatever. If that has happened to you, and it was, there was outrage when it happened in the UK today. Transgender woman was told to change in the male changing room after she pointed out she was in fact now a woman, despite being born a man. She was apparently ignored, and she eventually stormed out and left. Do we lack understanding here? Give us your views. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Tina, you're saying, yes, she should have been let in there.
Yeah, I think she should have been let in there.
Why? Why
not? I mean, what's the big deal? He is now a woman. So be it, let him into the ladies.
Some people might, we had a look at the picture and it depends. You know that initial reaction everybody has? Somebody walks in and they look, you look like a bloke, I'm sorry.
He might look like a bloke and that, but at the same time, if he's had the sex change, he's now a woman, so...
Is every woman okay with that?
I mean, look.
I know it's not politically correct, but we don't do politically correct here. It's we do common sense though. If someone arrives in and you look at them and you're a woman and they look like a bloke.
Yeah, but there's plenty of women that look like blokes. I mean,
yeah, but come on, we're talking someone who was born a man. Okay, they've had an operation. They've had, and God knows it's a lot they go through. Hold on a second, AJ, your view on this? If that was, do you think they were right to just ignore and say, look, sorry, go into the lads' changing room there and try on whatever you want?
I'm clenching my fist now. I don't care. I behave myself on the radio. Not like these tramps you have on getting on now. They think... Shut your mouth, you ask me a question. Tina, shut up.
What the fuck are you calling a tramp?
Okay, let him speak for a moment. Just take a breath. Take a breath.
I'll take it. I'll give her a last breath. Listen to me. What I'm trying to say is, right, you see this whole... Now, what I have to say is actually logical, right? Because
give us your logic. Here we have... can I set the scene for you? Changing rooms, okay? She's a transgender woman. She was told to go into the male changing room. After she pointed out that she was, in fact, a woman, despite being born a man, she was ignored.
What do you keep mentioning a she for? It's not a she, it's a man. No, don't quote me there when you're talking about... quote you.
She was born a man, you're absolutely right. But she's had the operation and she's now a woman as far as she is concerned.
No, as far as I'm concerned, as a security guard, by the way, I would drag her out and what she's doing...
You would drag... As a security guard, you would drag her out?
Yeah, go on, let's go with this, Chris, because if I'm a security guard and I see a man who actually looks like a man and he's going to say to me, like a person going in to rob some furniture shop, whatever, what are you doing here? I'm actually a woman. This is a joke. I don't mind if you're gay, if you're lesbian, right? That's fine, but this transgender shit, it's taking it one step too far, and that pig Tina, she's saying, let them be who they are. They're not who. If I'm a security guard, I'll wrap a G-string around your head.
So you're saying they're not being who they are? That's what you're saying?
No, yeah, they're not. No, they're pulling the... who wants... I heard your email and you said he looks actually... It's not a she, it's a man. So
transgender woman. That's the title that we've been given.
Woman, it's a man. Line them, put them onto me, Chris. That pig, Tina, she hasn't a clue. She's on the fence now. No, let him be or she who be.
Okay, well, hold on a second. What would you do in that situation? I'd love to know, seriously, anybody in a dressing room. Okay, if a guy is coming in and say you work in Penny's, any department store, if you work in retail, and if you've ever seen a situation like this, because it is a bit unusual. Doesn't happen every day. We know what we're all supposed to do and be politically correct. However, as AJ did say one thing, look at the picture. Doesn't look very feminine. And if you had a split-second decision and saying, I want to go into the women's dressing room, you might say, no, you're not.
Perverts and paedophiles, and they're using a transgender, Chris, as an excuse to manipulate security guards and Primark in the UK, and they're doing everything else. To tell you, if I was a security, I would actually punch the head off them and ask questions later.
Okay, hold on a sec, mate, 6797 FM104 is our phone number. I'd be fascinated to hear from anybody. If you work in the business, how do you solve that problem? Jamie's on the line. Jamie, how are you?
Hey, Chris.
Not bad. Okay, as far as AJ is concerned, and people are commenting on our Facebook at the moment saying, okay, she's a transgender woman. She was told to go into the male changing room. A lot of people are saying to us now, because she looked like a male, not a female.
No, in all fairness, Chris, right, if she's wearing a dress and she's wearing a wig or whatever she wants to wear, do you not think that'll look a little bit funny walking into a male dress?
You're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo. Get off the phone, you little dog.
You ever shut your mouth, you little tramp as well. You probably know this fella. She.
The phone, you little tramp.
How am I a weirdo? So everybody that gets on against me, they're all right and I'm wrong. If anybody walks into a place with a skirt, what are you going to say to yourself? Listen, 10-4, we have somebody going in oil 4, keep an eye on her or him. You know, you're weirdos. I don't care if you're gay, you're lesbian. Look, transgenders, they're weirdos.
Why is transgender weirdo?
Because they're attention-seeking perverts.
Okay, Jamie, what are you saying? You're saying if she's transgender, that's it.
She's wearing a dress, but then she's a girl. If she gets her bit cut off, well, then she's a girl. He's only a fucking small-minded dope on the
But it takes an awful lot to be transgender. It takes an awful lot to go through that, because it's not just a decision people make overnight. She was born a man, now is a woman, and as far as she was concerned, she wanted to use the female changing room.
Well, obviously, if she's not to turn her gender into a girl from a boy, well, she's not going to go into the boys' toilet or the boys' dressing room. She's going to go into the girls'. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, and Tina, you can accept that, even though there's a lot of people now calling us in saying, hang on, if she looks like a man, never mind whatever operation she had.
She's walking in with a few hair extensions.
The thing is, right, what people are forgetting is these dressing rooms come in cubicles, okay? So it's not as if they're going to be stripping down in front of them or anything else.
How would you react if you were in Penny's now, say tomorrow, this scenario happened where we have people calling us in who work in some of the stores and saying that it depends, they make a decision based on what you look like.
Chris, first of all, yeah, I'd probably look funny. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'd probably look at them funny a little bit. But if I heard the staff saying, no, you're not going into the ladies' dressing room, I'd be like, what is your problem?
And if she went to the manager and said, why is she not allowed to go into the changing room? And the answer happens to be, and a lot of people keep saying, you look like a man, that's why you're not going in.
Well, if that's the case, right? If that's the case, Chris, all women that look like men, are they going to be stopped from going into them as well? And be told to go to the men's ones.
There you go.
Seriously.
Could be. You never know.
You know, that's just ridiculous.
It might, or maybe, you know, a lot of people are saying, my God, why was she attention seeking?
Attention seeking, they'd want to get...
There's one for you, Jamie. Attention seeking.
To all those operations and surgery just to attention seek.
No, and they, as you well know, Tina, they take an awful lot to go through.
Yes.
It's not just the operation, it's psychologically and everything else.
It's medically proven that some people feel like they're trapped in the wrong sex body.
True.
It's been medically proven.
Yeah, and a lot of the stores, depending on what they have, male and female changing rooms. They just do. And some people feel uncomfortable. Even there may be a cubicle, but they're still uncomfortable.
It's ridiculous, and people need to be a bit more open-minded.
Okay, AJ, you're not open-minded enough. They're saying, right, she was born a man. Your thing is, AJ, she's born a man. She is now a woman.
Will you stop calling her a man? She's a woman. She wasn't. She's a him.
No.
Well, you would want to get a fucking grip, wouldn't you?
You never stop using bad language.
Are you going to stop?
Can you not have a civilized conversation without acting like animals on the phone?
You're an animal, you bad.
I'm an animal because I don't agree with you pig.
You came on here and was called people tramps and everything. But
yeah, because you are a tramp, you big coachy head.
You're the one who can't have a civilized conversation.
Coachy headed idiot. Because I don't agree with you, I'm an animal.
Keep bringing the insults, AJ. You're pretty fucking good at it. You're absolutely.
Yeah, look at the bad language again.
You're an absolute pick.
Yeah, and do you think I actually care what you think about? I don't agree with you.
Let me read this out to you. Hold on, lads. Hold on. 6797 FM104. Chris, I work in a bridal shop in, I won't mention where it is. We had a guy trying wedding dresses. What was not a problem? What is the difference who buys and pays for the wedding dress? May not be, but if you, depending, you see, every store is a little bit different. Some are a little bit old-fashioned. And Jamie, can you understand? And it depends who you're dealing with here. If you have, there's a separation. That is the male changing room. That is the female. And a person, a transgender woman comes in. But as a lot of people are saying, sorry, she may have had the operation. She still looks like a guy. That's what's bothering them.
If they want to be a girl, they'll be a girl. If they want to be a boy, they'll be a boy. Now, they shouldn't give a fuck what anyone else says because your opinion is a
language up.
What are you getting involved for? Don't.
I hear, by the way, your tone of voice, and I know what side of the fence you're sitting on.
Well, mine's wrong fucking business, shit.
Yeah, Jesus, I tell you one thing.
What? Hang on. What are you talking about? Leave him alone. What are you talking about? Side of the fence?
I can listen to me, Chris. Don't you attempt, right? Well, this is a radio show. Everybody has an opinion, but everybody's going to give me shit.
Well, shut your mouth and let me tell my opinion, right?
Yeah, go on, you little owl one. Go on, say what you have to say.
Owl one, you little dope.
You're the biggest bitch on the radio tonight. Come on.
Yeah, and you sound like a pure scarbag. Get off the radio, you little dope.
There you go. Go on, say what you have to say.
Okay, hold on a sec. 53104 for 20 cents. I'll come back to you in a second, Jamie. What does this disgusting man think he is? It's a known medical fact. People have to be assessed before surgery. I am female and have on numerous occasions been followed into the female toilet, etc., and asked to leave. How can I tell firsthand? It's humiliating and degrading, but I have thicker skin than that. But I know how transgender people feel. Good point. There you go. But you see, I got to say, Jamie, and some people can make the mistake, and they will. This is what a lot of people are calling in now and saying, yeah, we've been to Penny's, we've been to the various stores. Some people work for these department stores and saying, the reason we stopped some people from going in, if you look like a bloke, we're not going to let you in. You're a bloke in a dress. How do you handle that, Jamie?
But if they're wearing a dress, they're obviously not going to be a bloke walking around. If they want to persona themselves as a girl, then let them persona themselves as a girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they see them wearing a dress, they're obviously not going to think, oh, that's just a normal boy walking around in a dress. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously going to be a young one. Whether they had surgery or not, or whether they want to be a girl or not. If they want to be who they are, let them.
Okay, AJ, can you not accept the fact that you're right? The individual we're talking about was born a man. She then decided, not happy in that body, you know what the drill is here. She was medically assessed psychologically and everything else. Is she okay? She had an operation. That takes some guts to have that operation, AJ.
Yeah, but Chris, I was medically assessed, right, because I went off my head there a few years ago, right?
Yes, that's a little dope.
You shut your mouth for a second. Chris asked me a question, right? I'm not going to insult you because I know exactly what the crack is here with you, right? So I'm not going to insult you. But Chris asked me an intelligent question, medically evaluated type of thing. Right? I don't accept that, Chris. Not one bit. Right? If you're gay, you're gay, or lesbian. But the transgenders are taking it one step too far. And then this fella going in, if I was working as a security guard, which the onus is on me to try and say, you have to keep an eye out. And a fella who looks a bit mannish is in your email, and he goes in, and all of a sudden, and there's children, little girls. I would drag him out, I'd wrap a G-string out, and I'd pull him out.
And if he said to you, by the way, it's okay, I'm transgender.
No, that's another look.
Would you say, look, I'm sorry, I don't believe you look like a bloke?
Yeah, and well, he's supposed to live up a skirt. They don't actually visually, they go on like that, but the way them people, by the way, they go on like that. They're mutants.
Mutants?
Yeah, they're mutants. Go on, call me later, Chris. I don't care.
No, I think
I don't care. I'm sick to death of these transgenders. They're attention-seeking mutants.
I'm sick of you on the radio.
Hold on a second, lads. Hold on. Take a breath. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We got a lot of security staff onto us. A lot of people work in Dunn's, Penny's, you name it. They're all onto us now saying, yeah, they've come across this and they know how to deal with this. They also have, as they say, there is a changing room that they have, and they give them that one because some people react badly. I mean, picture the situation. We know what we should do to be politically correct, but if somebody walks in there and you're not quite sure, if you think, well, hang on a second, are you really a guy? Are you a woman? Or what? If you're unsure, what do you do if you're unsure, Tina?
Well, as I said, Chris, I'd probably look at them for a while, a bit funny, like I'd be trying to figure out, well, you know, the normal stuff. But I wouldn't have a problem, I really wouldn't. But
there are people might think, you see, there are people texting us in it, and they have a really good point. You might have some nut job or some pervert who can dress up in a dress, and he's another motive completely.
What are they going to do in a change room in a shopping?
God knows. Hold on a second. Chris is also on the line. Chris, how are you?
How are you doing, Chris? How's it going?
Not bad.
How are you? Come here, can I ask how old AJ is there?
Okay, older than God, but go on.
Go on, he sounds, very dinosaur. Foolish and very stupid.
You're in a cave, I think he's trying to say to you, AJ.
A cave, beyond a cave. Is he for real?
All right, there you go, AJ. You're in a cave.
He's shouting at a young fella there that's probably gay. AJ, I'd say you intimidate and bully people, do you? Can I actually... No, come here. Someone that's different than you. Do you intimidate them? Because you sound like a bully. Now, I run places now. I wouldn't have you security. I wouldn't let you in the door. You're a total and utter... You know, that's what has society... No, you can't say that, AJ. You said enough. I've listened to you the last 10 minutes. You know, honest to God, if I was standing in front of you, I've never heard so much shite coming from you. How old are you? Do you have kids? Have you any sort of family? Are you for real? Really? You're intimidating people, do you? You bully people, do you, AJ? Are you bully? Are you bully outside your uniform? I want to know. Are you actually given any sort of power in this country? I'd love to know. Anything. You should be taken and whipped off you. You make me stomach turn the way you're speaking about transgender, gay, the way I'm bent as a corkscrew and I'd still punch the head off you. I fucking know it. I know it. I've met huh? Listen, I'm on the gay people getting on giving out. I couldn't care less. I've heard what you said. You intimidate and bully people. People getting on.
You said, hang on. AJ, could you do us a little favour? You're actually shouting into the phone, which is distorting everything. Just ease off on that if you can. Chris was saying there, and I think he was quoting it. You said if you were the security guard in the Pennies or the Primark or whatever, you would turn around and you wouldn't let this guy in if he looked like a guy. That was your issue.
If somebody would come in and he was dressed up as a woman,
right?
I would say obviously he's transgender.
Right.
He's changed his lifestyle and dress to look, happy shopping, have a good day, madam. That's what I'd say.
And enjoy it. Enjoy the experience.
Go in there and I hope you get a lovely pair of underwear, knickers, wherever you're after this evening, and have a good night. Or whatever, yeah.
There you go, AJ.
What would you do, AJ? Would you be in the jacks thinking about them or something? I don't get where you're coming from.
You can't get through. And by the way, the reception now, Chris, is a lot better. I took off loudspeaker because I'm on my own.
All right, yeah.
No, but I'm just trying to say, Chris, that...
No, that was all intimidation. I heard you to be young for there. Now, you must have been 23, and you're gay, and you like that. I heard what you said.
I'm 34, you loon. I'm trying to agree with you here. But
I don't agree with anything AJ you said. You really pissed me off, I tell you. I think it's an absolute joke.
I'm not apologising for my beliefs, and I don't want all
That's not a belief, AJ. That's not a belief. That's an insecurity on your behalf.
Listen to me.
That's not a belief. No, I won't shut up, AJ. I won't shut up. You won't intimidate me. You won't intimidate me, AJ.
Chris, can I ask you? I'll come back to AJ in a second, because there are people calling us in, Chris. They work in various shops, okay, and they're saying, yeah, they understand and they're pretty okay with the gay, straight, whatever, bisexual thing. That's grand, but they would just, and it's nothing to do. Maybe it's a misunderstanding and they don't know. If someone looks like a man, but they are dressed as a woman. Their big deal is, this is from their point of view, okay? They might have suspicions. That's all. That guy could be up to no good. Hang on a second.
What are you saying? I'd have suspicion if a woman went in dressed with a trench coat and a pair of sunglasses and probably something under her jacket. I don't get what you mean.
No, I think what they were trying to say is you know the way people are possibly overzealous with security or whatever.
I get that.
Okay, so they don't know.
To America to blow up the you know what I mean? I don't get.
Sorry, AJ. Yeah, go on.
I'm sick of you, not you personally, but I'm sick of people getting on and giving out me just because I think, I'm not saying I hate gay people, I don't care, that's their own business, but I'm not the line of them. But by the way, people getting on just thinking because they think they're flamboyant. Like, if you're gay, I don't give a shit, but listen, don't give it out to me because of an opinion, right? And that fella,
it's the way you said. Here, my name is Chris.
Yeah, what's your name? What?
It was Tina.
No, that fella there.
You're talking to Chris, that's his name.
Oh, Chris as well. Yeah, Chris, listen, just because I say, I think if I was a security guard, what am I supposed to do? If I see some fella and my representation as a security guard, if I see someone up there and he says, oh, I'm a transgender, and he starts putting on this, like, flamboyant voice, oh, I'm a trans... yeah, I'm not putting up with it. I'll grab you up with the throat. I think.
So if someone comes up with a lead out the front of Jamaican voice, you're going to stop there? I mean, none of that makes sense, AJ.
You don't make sense.
What harm are they doing? They're going into a tube, probably putting a bit of lipstick on and coming out the bleeding door. I don't know what.
You're gay. You got on the phone to give out.
I'm gay, and I was, big deal. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, see.
I've no more interest in women's clothes, nails, makeup, and nothing like that. But I mean, I wouldn't judge any of them on it.
Yeah, but everybody's right. Everybody's wrong except you because you're gay. And
No, I don't disrespect straight people.
You're trying to...
I don't disrespect you. I wouldn't stop you from using a jack if you were dressed like, and you weren't dressed properly in a male jack. Would I?
Trying not to beat the head off me. You said you've...
I am in my arse. No, AJ, I don't know what's going on in your head, but it's not about transgender.
Okay, stay with us, Chris, if you can. We're going to come... A lot of people want to talk to you as well. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. There are some very funny calls coming into us as well. Just bear with us if you can. This all went wild today in Primark in the UK after a transgender woman was told to change in the male changing room after she pointed out that she was in fact now a woman. Despite being born a man, she was apparently ignored. She eventually left the store. You heard the attitude of some people there. However, a lot of you are saying on Facebook, you say, fair enough, she may be transgender, and you get that, you understand that, but if the she still looks like a he, you have your doubts. And maybe the person made a wrong decision. Evan. Hello, Evan.
Hey, Chris.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, okay. There are people onto us, and thank God they have a sense of humour saying, well, these are from transgender listeners who are saying, well, Jesus, if you look like a woman or you look like a man, either get the job done right or don't. Don't confuse people. Which is fair enough.
Okay, I agree. Like, you're going to get the nose job done, you're going to get your teeth look a bit more. Yeah,
feminise a bit more.
Yeah.
Evan, you're not exactly overjoyed with the. You see, AJ is like, and I gotta say it, there are more normal security people calling us in who are saying, well, it can look a bit dodgy in front of the customers.
Yeah, it can look a bit dodgy. Like, I understand where he's coming from. Like, you do see videos on Facebook with men dressed up as girls going around pretending walking into the shopping market. Yeah, but you know for a fact that if a man's gonna go in and pick up a girl's clothes, and you're obviously gonna know like that they're transgender.
Right.
They're trying to go into the...
How do you handle that? I mean, because some people go, fair enough, and they want to be polite, but you want to be real as well, don't you? You want to say, well, hang on a second.
Yeah, I know where he's coming from in certain ways, but for all this, like, giving out the transgender people are looking for our attention.
No.
People that are transgender want to be who they want to be. And
what do you say, looking for attention? Explain that.
No.
AJ saying the transgender people are looking for attention.
Yeah.
I don't agree with him. A man of 34 years of age should have more mentality.
Should wake up a bit. I mean, who the hell's going to go into an operation to get attention? I mean, in fairness...
And it takes a long time for that.
A long time, a load of years of taking tablets. I mean, I don't even know that many. I think one.
Should be charged.
Well, I mean, these are taking years in their mind, and it's their body, they're changing over to be a woman, and...
I mean, AJ, they don't exactly get the plane over to the UK and say, listen, I want the change. Away you go, lads.
And you talking to me, yeah?
Yeah, it takes a long time, AJ, a long time.
It's a crime if you go for abortion, which is a different topic, but I actually think now, I legitimately think this, I think transgenders should be put on a sex offenders list, because...
What?
Oh, there's the mentality coming out now, AJ. Huh?
How did you come up with that?
Where'd you get that one from, AJ? The back pocket?
How did you come up with that logic?
That's a good logic one. That sounds transgender.
If you shut your mouth for a second.
I've never heard so much bullshit. And what's next, AJ?
Because, you know what? That's
see that horrible digs for the wrong reasons, in fairness.
You're never going to shut your mouth and go...
Okay, well, hang on. I want to hear why you think that transgender, of all people, should be put on the sex offenders list. And all they have done is just have that up. Well, not just. They have been medically assessed for years. They've gone through a lot of counselling. They've gone through a lot of pain. And they have changed their sex. And you want them on a sex offenders list. Give us why. What offence are they committing?
The the offence they're committing is if me or you go into say the Primark you were on about in the UK, and we go in, right, well, the suspicion is going to be on you when you go in, right? Now I think you should go to a customer service account and say, listen, I'm a transgender, I'm going in, right, for their own protection, because we wouldn't have this topic tonight we're talking about.
You haven't told me why you think they should be on the sex offenders list, AJ.
I'm trying to tell you, Chris. By the way, you go up to a countertop in customer service and say, I'm a transgender, because in about 30 or 40 years' time, it's going to be no bother. But at this point in time, it's a different situation. As you go and say, listen, I'm a transgender, I'm a man who wants to go into women's clothes and go into the unisex lockers, and that's it. So the security guards won't bring the to the attention. Do you get it?
Okay. Hold it. No, I don't. I don't actually get it, but go on. Joe is on line one. Joe, you're live on FM104. How are you?
Oh, my Lord. AJ, please, for God's sake, take your head out of your dungarees and have a look around you.
Why? Because
you are antiquated. You are so bigoted. You are such a fool. How on God's earth could you turn around and try and cast an opinion on whether somebody believes in their heart and in their soul and in their mind that they are of a different gender to what they were born? They have a right, a God-given right upon this earth to make every decision that they need to feel themselves fulfilled in their life.
Here, the show's on.
Now, don't you be a fool for one moment and show up Ireland as an unintelligent human race that cannot understand or even empathise with somebody that has a different view, a different look at it.
It's grand to have a different view. Nothing wrong with having a different view.
Are you gay? 100%. Now, I tell you, the only problem that I have with this transgender stuff is it costs a lot of money.
Which it does, and we've covered that already. Hold on. Kayla, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, go ahead, love, go ahead.
Yeah, look, I'm just here to say, right, your man, JJ, AJ, whatever he's calling himself, right, he's just a big waffler and he's just chatting shit. He hasn't a clue what he's saying, talking about putting people on sex offenders.
That bit I didn't understand. I can understand why he might feel uncomfortable. That's grand. But
They need, Chris, they need information. And that bitch you have on the line there...
Yeah, shut your fucking mouth.
Well, she's a woman now. Use bad language to me. I'm right what I'm saying. When you go up, it cancels out the security risk of transgenders. You need to go up to customer service and say, I'm a transgender.
You need to do fuck shit. You're just chatting shit. You don't need to do any of that.
Well, why are you using bad language? And by the way, do you not think if your kids were in the next dressing room and your children, by the way, two lovely, beautiful girls, 5 and 6 years of age, and all of a sudden a man walks in, he's wearing a skirt, do you not think I'm entitled to say...
Well, he's not a man anymore. He's not a man anymore.
Stupid, smelly bitch.
Yeah, shut your fucking mouth. Like,
yeah, go on. And that's your person who's rearing kids. You should be ashamed. I'm right, and everybody else is wrong.
Why
you should be that I treat them like sex offenders.
Well, I mean, say if he goes into a male one and there's two young boys in it, I mean, what are you talking about?
A gay fella again. What
are you going on about, man?
Yeah, but listen, I'm trying to be rational here.
But say if he goes in dressed as a man and he looks at two little young boys, I mean, what do you mean? So he goes in dressed as a woman to get two young... I mean... Nothing is I don't know, AJ. Where your help needs.
They should be treated as sex offenders.
That makes no sense whatsoever. I can't get... I know you try to explain it to me. It's just... I can normally understand things. Chris, can you help me out here? I just didn't get that, did you?
I totally lost again. AJ's going back to a sexual thing all the time. That they're going to offend for some reason, and that's why they've got the transgender thing. Now, I don't know where this is coming from. So, obviously, they've got this whole operation to offend.
Okay, stay with us there, lads. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. It's the phone show live on a Tuesday. There's updates we're going to give you on some of the stories we're running. Kayla, can you understand? Okay, we have people calling us in. Not like AJ, thankfully enough. They work in department stores, security people, retail, you name it. And they said, yeah, they've come across this before. We've had, and thank God, transgender people calling us in. Very, very, very animated. They were laughing at this guy. They were actually laughing at this guy. Because when you think about...
I don't blame them for laughing, though.
When you think about if you're transgender and what you did to do that, it takes a lot of guts to have... And, you just don't decide overnight, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a sex change. Exactly. You are medically assessed for...
Yeah, you don't just decide that, so...
No, you're medically assessed. There's a lot of counselling. It's not... And they really want to be sure that you absolutely mean that you want this operation. And it's not easy, it's expensive. But yes, a lot of people do have it. And they're very happy after it too. I'm not saying all, but a lot of people are very happy because this is whom they want to be and what they want to do. But the reaction is, unfortunately, I think his logic is, and this is what happened in Primark as well. If you're transgender but you don't look like a woman, can people make an honest mistake?
Yeah, they can make a mistake, but once you state the fact that you are a transgender, you should be allowed.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So the security guard is wrong, and he should be sacked.
No, that's not what.
So he should be sacked for making a false instruction.
Why would I be sacked? You just shut your mouth.
If you work in any of the stores, we're even getting more stuff now. And some of our transgender listeners are talking to us about, it has happened to them. And they have been, people have got mixed up and didn't know if they were a man or a woman. They said, it can happen. Mary, it's happened to you.
It has indeed, Chris, on numerous occasions.
And you're not a transgender person?
No, I'm not, Chris.
Okay, right, tell us the story. You and I are walking into Penny's tomorrow. You want to try on some gear. What happens?
I'll approach the dressing rooms, and it depends on the staff that's there. If there's somebody on it, they will check me out.
Yeah.
And within about 30 seconds, there's a security guard over.
What do they say to you?
Sorry, you're going into the wrong area. I'd say, no, I'm not. A couple of times I've actually started undressing on purpose in front of them and say, okay, well, which dressing room do you think I should go into?
And what's the reaction then?
Usually red faces, and it's like, oh, very sorry about that, madam.
So, the obvious question is why?
Well, I would look very masculine.
You've masculine features. You've masculine features as such.
Yeah, like I'm a short woman.
Yeah.
But I would be broad-shouldered, so from behind I would look male.
But the thing is, you have all the bits in the right areas.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
so when you're when you're standing there in Penny's and they're saying, by the way, you're in the wrong dressing room, and then you start ripping the gear off, they go, yeah, you're grand, sorry miss, goodbye.
Yeah, pretty much they hightail it out of there as quick as they can, because they know it's a lawsuit straight away.
And you know something, it's pretty cut and dry, you know.
Yeah.
Can you prove to the court, madam, you in fact are a woman?
Yeah, like, I mean, I have no qualms whatsoever in taking my gear off.
And you can stand up in the High Court and you say, Your Honour, these are my breasts, which I were born with. Would you like to see anything else, Your Honour? I can prove my gender. Actually, Jesus, that'd be Mary. You should take advantage of that and suit the bejesus out of them all.
I've come close once or twice now in a fast food restaurant, which I won't name.
Right. A fast food restaurant? What was going on there?
Going into the bathrooms, and straight away, as I opened the female toilet doors, security straight in after me, and I was closing the kitchen door. You get out of there now! I'm like, sorry. And yeah, that was.
I could imagine.
Quite funny that one was.
No, I just I can imagine what you have to go through on a daily basis. I can imagine you go. If you have a conversation with the girls, because usually women go to the loo together. Loads of them go to the loo together, and you're going into the ladies, and the security guard running after you. Could you imagine what they're saying on the radio? Pervert on toilet number 7, quick!
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it actually happened to me in Tunisia, which was really hilarious because I had this foreign woman screaming at me in a language I didn't understand. Until I lifted my top up and she hightailed it out her too.
So, I hate to say it, Mary, you have to, just to give ID, you have to expose your breasts.
Well,
more or less. Or give them a good hint.
I wouldn't have the most fantastic body in the world, but I've no
Well, Jesus, I'm no oil painting either, but still. you know yourself. Thank God you have a sense of humour, though, otherwise it would do your head in.
Yeah, like, I mean, with my job, as I said in my text, like, I have a thick skin. You have to, because, I mean, you know, I've been on with you a few times, and I work in security.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I often get guys coming up, convinced I'm a bloke, and try and take me on at night time with a few jars in them. And that's even funny, do you know what I mean?
You must be falling around the place laughing, thinking, this Egypt wants to take me on. And as we discussed earlier on, one of the most painful things you can do to a guy is a good kick in the goolies.
Big time.
And that sort of shuts them up really quickly.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that guy AJ, he's a complete ass.
Tell me.
I'd love to meet him in the shop and for him to grab me and...
Mary is also a security person, AJ.
What?
She does the doors, I presume?
Yeah.
Some of the nightclubs, yeah.
I do it all.
Show her the back door. Listen to me. Where do you want to meet me? In a kebab shop? You gobshite. Why am I an asshole? Just because I don't agree with fat people?
I didn't say you were an asshole. I said you were an ass if you actually listened to the conversation properly, AJ. You see, your point is you're talking over everybody. You're not listening to anybody. You're shouting people down, and you're very rude and ignorant.
I'm very rude and ignorant, yeah. And what?
Yeah, you are very rude and ignorant.
Because you're a fat piece of shit, is it?
I'm not a fat piece of shit, you fucking slime ball, yeah.
And you're too...
What a fucking degenerate fool are you?
Yeah,
seriously, have you even got one brain cell that you can actually function on a daily basis? Clearly you don't. Because anybody who would even think of employing you to haul somebody out and beat the shit out of them purely because they don't look to your specifications.
I don't want any women in my life because you're only animals. Every one is, you get money grabbing bitches the whole life. You're only fat.
I'm no money grabbing bitch. I work hard for my fucking money at the end of the week, pal.
Keep your money, go to a kebab shop.
And they say people weren't bitter. Hold on a sec. Mary, by the way, a lot of people just listening to your story about being, people mistaking you for a man, so you can understand what this transgender person went through in that department store, really.
100%. Like, I mean, it's very embarrassing and humiliating, especially if you're on your own in a shop or wherever it may be, and you have somebody like that clown coming into you and asking you to leave the premises for no justified reason.
And I would say, people like AJ, and there are many of them calling in who have a, not totally, but similar mindset, they wouldn't listen to reason.
Well, you see,
because as you were saying, you were nearly at rows with people.
Oh yeah, on a daily basis, Chris. You would not believe people's mentality. It's.
What was the worst one you had? How sort of nasty did it get?
I actually had a guy come to blows with me.
You're joking me.
No.
He wanted to hit you?
Foreign chap.
Right.
He had a few drinks on him. He came up to an area where I told him he couldn't access.
Mm-hmm.
I tried in my most calmest way to say, look, I'm really sorry, but this area is closed off. If you'd like to make your way over this direction here, that's no problem. And the next thing, he started screaming in whatever language it was. And the next thing I said, look, I'm really sorry, but you're just going to have to leave this area. And the next thing he swung around, fist coming, ducked, and it just went into full-on punch.
Nice guy, obviously. Hang on a second. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cents. Okay, hands up. How many people remember Mary? I mean, were you one of those security guards that are one of the customers that she had to deal with? Fair play to her for having a sense of humour, though, because God, how many times do I say to you, you really need one? In this job, if you didn't have a sense of humour, we'd be gone a long time ago. You wouldn't want, as I keep saying to poor Ricky, you can't be too sensitive. There's no point. And he's not. He's grand. Lisa is on line 3. Lisa, how are you?
Hiya, Chris. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad at all. Learning a lot. I mean, poor old Mary, that must be tough.
If I was Mary, I'd be a millionaire because I'd be suing everyone.
Do you know, I think we should team up with Mary. I'll do all the legal stuff for her, and she'll give me 10% commission for the whole thing. We'll be millionaires. We just open up a newspaper and said, pick a shop. AJ, a lot of people think you're being all right. They understand if you make a mistake. They understand if you don't like transgender. That's, you have a choice. Everyone has a choice.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. But they don't like... Well, there's one thing. Just one thing. Just let me point out one thing to you. They turned around and said, you can't call people who are transgender sex offenders.
No, I'd put them on the list because I think, there's a big... The poor unfortunate security guard, right? He doesn't know what's going on. He's watching around. I said this here about 20 minutes ago, and he's looking around. Obviously, there's a man, and there's poor little children there, right? Now, we're going to get this Olympic losers getting on now saying, oh, yeah. Listen, that's not the way I roll. I drag them out with a head. But listen, what I'm trying to say, they should be registered sex offenders because they don't know what gender they are.
They do.
That it's actually unbelievable. Do you know that, AJ? First of all, okay, you listen to me.
Hey, I'm listening to you, and if you start using it, hanging up.
Oh, fuck off, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, transgender people, right, would have a far superior intellect to you, okay? Far superior intellect to you. Are you listening?
His face.
Because you are clearly very insecure in your own sexuality, right? And you're probably jealous of their honesty in their lives, right? Now, you're talking about putting them on sex offenders lists. You need to be on the list of a predator because you clearly hate women as well, so you're not getting your rocks off from one side or the other, all right? So you're going around sexually frustrated, probably with an overinflated right bicep from wanking yourself into oblivion because you get nothing else, okay?
Yeah.
That's exactly what's wrong with you. You're sexually frustrated. You're getting confused.
Here, listen, by the way, Lisa, have you ever shut a big fucking god face for a second, right? How do you know I didn't have sex last night?
Okay, let me go. Fikra, hello, how are you?
How you doing, Chris?
Not bad. Okay, you were saying that Primark were right in this case to refuse. Well, not refuse. They wanted you to go to a different changing room.
Yeah, no, it's nothing against transgender. Like, I believe everyone should live their lives the way they choose, but in the eyes of the law, a transgender is still a man. And you know, at the end of the day, by letting a person who believes they're a woman, but by law is still a man, into a woman.
I know they're changing that or have changed it. Yeah, there is some court case. Somebody's just whispering in my ear at the moment. Anyway, carry on. But technically, you're right. If your birth certificate says you were born male, you know. But if you have an operation and it goes on for quite a number of years, and you have the assessment, I know they're trying to. Or maybe they've done it already to change your birth certificate.
Yeah, no, Chris.
Is it the law? Yes, Mary?
Yeah, that's already in, Chris.
It is. I thought it was. Yeah. No, I so there you go. They've changed the law on that for sir.
Well, then work away.
So you're happy now?
Well, yeah, it's no problem. But I mean, it's also the case of where is the line drawn as well? Like I mean, we have pre-op transsexuals as well who would believe they're women, and I mean, should they have the same?
Do you think it was an honest mistake and from some of the guys, say in Primark? They got confused.
It's quite possible. I mean, like as Mary said there, that it has come into law. So I mean, I'm sure these boys are well trained enough to know that you can't discriminate against people if the law says that they are entitled to go to that area. So it must be just a genuine mistake.
But would you feel uncomfortable, although if you were... Can you understand why some people, and you know, there are many people who think differently, might feel uncomfortable if they saw somebody coming in clearly transgender, but they may think, well, hang on, you were born one sex and now you're another, and I'm uncomfortable.
I can understand why some people might be uncomfortable, but personally I wouldn't give a damn either way, you know. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest. I mean, it's as I say, people are free to live the life the way they choose. I mean...
And they do, Fikra. Listen, thank you for that, my friend. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Line 4 is free for you there, lads. Mary, just getting back to you, a lot of people reacting to what you're saying here. From a lot of the stores, we have people from Dunn's and Primark, and people who work in retail anyway, and people working wedding shops as well. Yeah. And they say, ideally, in an ideal world, he said, it depends. It's not the customer, it's the customers that are around him or her, because they might start freaking.
Well, you see, the whole thing about it is, like, I mean, because of my job, I'll work nights or I could be on a day shift. It all depends. So generally when I'm in there, the stores are generally quiet.
Yeah.
They can be on their busy times. So that makes it even worse because it sticks out a hell of a lot more. When you're standing there on your Sweeney Todd, heading into a changing room, and you have some clown walking up behind you going, excuse me.
When you have a clown walking up behind you and they say to you, sir, you're going to the wrong changing room, and you said, no, I'm not. What ensues then?
It has come to where I've had to start stripping in the area just so I can get in the door of the changing rooms. Twice I've actually stripped in front of them and just tried on the clothes in front of them and said, now, does that suit you?
What did they say to you?
They can't say anything. They're just left there, their jaws open, going...
And is it male or female? I presume it's male that's following you.
Yeah, it's predominantly male. It's very few females that work in...
So this guy is on his walkie-talkie, doing the whole Hawaii 5-0 stuff on the phone. He's calling for backup. Why? There's a woman going into the dressing room and I think it's a man, or vice versa. I'm going to follow her in, lads. I need backup. And then you turn around and say, these, in fact, are my tits.
Yeah.
There you go, lads.
Like, I mean, I've often been standing there, and I don't know if you're familiar with the football chant, get your tits out for the lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've often actually started singing that at them. While taking my top off and trying on the top I want to buy.
They must be dumbfounded, seriously.
Like, I mean, because I work the job, I do know there can be, but I mean, you don't approach somebody in AJ's manner straight off.
But the thing is, you're grand. Because of your job, you can handle situations and people. Imagine if you didn't have that confidence.
Everybody who's in security is trained, and it's part of your training. You don't discriminate against anybody, race, sex, colour, creed.
No, you treat them all equally. If they're an asshole, they're an asshole. Doesn't matter what colour or creed or culture they are.
Exactly. And I mean, unless it's something blatantly obvious that requires you to follow.
Yeah, well, if they're coming in the door, falling around the place, fighting, and have their 2 cans of Dutch Gold, they're probably not going to get in, Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
But
for somebody who's innocently in there trying on clothes, what's the harm?
Good point. Hang on a second. I'll come back to Lisa in a second. Bernie, hello, Bernie. How are you?
Hi, not too bad.
Not bad. Okay, what is your point on this?
I just want to talk to that AJ fella. He's just a pure out-and-out plonker.
Okay. He would throw people out, he said, but go on, yeah.
It looks like he'd throw anybody out, including women.
Oh, especially women.
Never get a bleeding grip. I'm sick of that you women getting on. Just, you roll them up, you pig.
You'd want to go and get a fucking brain, man. That's all you have to do. Yeah, you just want to go and get a brain.
Have a conversation without bollocks in if I was
haven't got a clue. In this day and age, you haven't got a clue. Because you're a pure out-and-out wanker. That's all you are.
What are you going to contribute to this conversation?
FM104.
We've just hit